chat this evening. Got no gig. Did a gig last night, so got the night off tonight and gigging tomorrow. So just thought I'd check in with you fine people. Hope you're all good. If you're out gigging this weekend, have a blast. Be safe. Make sure you get to your gig safely and get home again. There are idiots on the road. Just a bit. We are in vertical stream format, as you can see, and just make sure I'm getting everything there. That's all good, so I can see everyone that comes on, and we can deal with people who come on and be rude and obnoxious and all that sort of thing. So hope you're well. Thank you to all those who came onto the live chat on Tuesday. We had a blast. I think it was 3 3/4 hours long. It was a long one. Not the record. The record is about 5 hours and 20 minutes, but it was certainly longer than normal, but that's all good. So like I say, last night I had a show, was playing with Platinum ABBA at Epsom Racecourse here in the UK, which is outside of London, sort of Surrey way. And we played there last year. It went down so well, they asked us back. Well, we're not going to turn that down, are we? And played to about probably 1,500 people, maybe. I'd like to say 2,000, but I'm not sure it was that many, but certainly it was well over 1,000. Outdoors, lovely summer night. It was a blast. Ryan Lane, good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good weekend. It's only just started. So, yeah, this Friday I haven't got a gig like I had last week. So, yeah, Friday night off. So I've been here at home all day today, waiting. I'm not the greatest waiter. I was supposed to have a bass amp delivered and some other bits and bobs. And the person that was supposed to be delivering them basically decided they were going to be uncommunicative and unobtainable all day, knowing that I was waiting here, and basically put all my filming and content creation on hold because I knew as soon as I pressed record, they'd turn up. So no, I'm going to wait until they're done and then I'll do my recording. He decided to contact me at about 10 to 6 after I've been waiting since 7 a.m. Sent him a message at 7 a.m. not expecting him to reply. I thought it would be a while, and nothing came through. 4 messages and a voice message later, nothing. Not a, I'm busy, I'm not going to drop it off, can I do it another day? Nothing. And it was only at 10 to 6 I get a message to say, oh, sorry, did I not tell you I can't do it today? So apparently it's coming next week. So I look forward to that. Michael, what do I think about Iran? Not getting into that. If you want to bring politics to the channel, I'll just bomb you out. Sorry. Don't do politics or religion here. It's all about bass guitars, bass amps, bass effects, great bass players. Marcos, I say hi to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Well, hello. Hope you're well. I'm just Mark. Hello. Stacy from North Carolina. Hello, you. Good. Yeah, so I've been basically stood here all day waiting, and completely pointlessly. I could have got on with my day. Lesson learned. In future, people say they're going to arrive, just get on with what you're doing. Don't even bother considering them. Let them deal with themselves. It's annoying, but never mind. So tomorrow, Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno show out at the Cheltenham Sevens Festival. Now, we thought we were going to get drenched because from tomorrow here in London, we're due rain Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I was thinking, better pack the wellies, outdoor festival. But having looked at the weather app a little earlier, now looks like where we're going to be playing, no rain at all. Well, maybe a bit between midday and 2 o'clock. Well, we aren't going on stage till 8, so might not need the wellies at all. Let's hope. Batata Fritter. Hello, sir. Welcome. Good to see you. Mark, what genre do I play? All sorts. Rock, pop, soul, funk, all sorts of bits and bobs. I don't do metal and I don't really do jazz. what I play doesn't really constitute jazz, but I do like Weather Report, love Marcus Miller, love Stanley Clarke, love Miles Davis, and a few other select jazz virtuosos. But yeah, I don't tend to do metal or jazz. But that's fine for those who do. No problem with that. Gary Warren, Jerusalem. What about it? Bill Derbyshire. Here he is, smiler. Hope you're well, Bill. Good evening. What is the amp you were waiting for? One of Nick Smith's Trace Elliott Series 6. 12 band EQ. Don't know what vintage it is because I haven't seen the serial number yet. But I was waiting for that, a Korg tuner and the case to go with the Spectre bass. So it'll get here by hook or by crook. It'll get here. But just someone thought they were being helpful and they would deliver it, and they haven't been helpful in the slightest. But there we go. I know other things cropped up for that person today, but all they had to do was send me a message to say, I'll do it next week. That was all I needed. And I could have not wasted 12 hours of my time. There we are. Yeah, well, we'll see, Bill, when it arrives. Apparently it's all in fine working order and no issues, but I'll decide that when it arrives here, and we'll give it a check. I'm nothing if not thorough. So we'll plug it in, as long as I've got the connecting cable for the cabs, because it's a 86 Trace. They tended to use a XLR to jack connection, or an XLR to XLR, and it's a speaker cable. So I'm hoping there's a jack output on the back and I can connect that up to my Speak-On equipped cabs, but we'll see. England's greenest hills were quite, but I'm very aware, and I've said it myself here on the channel many times, that if you're going to buy an old Trace, you better make sure you got some money put away for the repairs, because inevitably at some point they're going to need it. But this does look in pretty good condition, and I know Nick's sister's been using it to demo basses and stuff, and they've been selling his collection. So hopefully it'll all be fine. Steffi, good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope all is good over in Germany. So yeah, this is an impromptu live chat. It's not a scheduled one. We haven't got the big guns firing. I'm not running via StreamYard. I'm doing this all on my phone. And oh, Mark, I don't know what all that's about. Come on, man. Talk bass guitars. We don't do play-alongs because I don't do copyright strikes and copyright claims. Gary Warren, I'm married to my land. What about you? What about me? Lads, come on. We're talking bass guitars. Bass guitars, bass amps, bass effects. Great bass players. Albums were great bass playing on. You want to talk bass? This is a place to do it. If you're going to come on here and talk a load of old twaddle, I'll just bomb you out. I don't have time for all that. But yeah, so after this week, tomorrow's my last festival, actually, of the summer, as my diary pans out at the moment. Everything after this for the rest of the summer, rest of the year, is private events. So we'll see what happens. Yes, Ryan, quite. What is this? Who are these people? It's the question I ask every time. Steffi, you're doing fine, thanks. Hope you're doing well. I'm not doing too bad. We're waiting a huge thunderstorm, which we're going to get overnight, and the whole weekend through to the middle of next week. It's going to be pouring rain and thunder and lightning. So we'll see what we get. Lord knows the lawn needs it. I mean, my lawn is going orange at the current time. No green lawn here at Brooks Towers. Patricia, good to see you. What bass do I prefer to play the most? It's a question we get on the live chats all the time. I don't have one. I have several that are generally my go-to. So if someone suddenly rang me up now and said, Mike, need you to get into London, got a gig at 10:30, there's probably two basses I'm going to pick up immediately. So one would be my Status Empathy, the red one. The other one would be my GB Rumo, which is over there, awaiting a restringing. New batteries, clean up. It's also got some screw issues on the controls that need tightening up. It's got a few things that just need sorting out. They're going to get done. I'm just Mark, only Thunder. No, we're getting the full caboodle tomorrow or tonight. apparently, according to the weather app, we're getting thunder and lightning. We'll see. They said we were going to get a massive downpour on Tuesday. We literally got rain for about 30 seconds, and that was it. Me and I, hello, good to see you. You have typhoons for 3 months. So where are you, Mark? That's not for me. That's not for me at all. Steffi, very humid and rainy here. Going to get thunder on Sunday. Not as in the band, of course. Patricia, oh, nice. Yes. Yeah, those are generally my two. If someone rang up now, short notice, unless I know what the band is, if I was flying blind and I don't know what the band is, don't know what the material is, I take the status and the GB and I know I'm covered. But if I've worked with a band before, or I know what they require, or they have a particular look, well, I pick from the collection, don't I? Mark, you're in the Philippines. Oh dear. Okay, yes, sultry weather then. You're going through hell, I bet you are. Yeah, hot season. Anyway, have a good weekend, everyone. Be safe wherever you are. So that's my little drink, because I didn't get to have a drink last night because I was doing the ABBA show and then had to drive home straight after, which was a fine show. We had a great gig, but I got caught up in traffic on the M25 on the way home and wasted about an hour of my life, which I'll never get back. It was horrible. I did the gig last year, literally the same day of the week, same day of the month. And last year was horrific getting back from that gig. They shut loads of the M25 off, rerouted us via Surrey, and oh God, it was horrible. And I was thinking last night as I got in the car, oh, we won't have any of that this year. We'll be fine. Got onto the M25, started driving, and suddenly you could just see red lights for miles. And it was like, oh, here we go. And they were bringing all the traffic off of the M25 to go up on a slip road over a roundabout to then bring it back down onto the M25. Madness. Don't understand it. Dee's Edit, by the way, it's a song. What's that? What's a song? I don't know what you're referring to. If you come in on the live chat, either like from the shorts feed or other things, please listen to what the chat's about before you start putting messages in the live chat section, because we get this every week on the regular Tuesday thing. People come in and it's a bit like walking into someone's chat in a pub and just going blah, 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 just a load of nonsense. Listen to what the chat's about, then type. Yeah, don't just type and then realize we're talking about bases or something else. Listen to what the chat's about, have a look at what the channel's about, and then type your message, okay? Rather than coming in with a load of claptrap and basic, because all I'm going to do is bomb you out. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you'll come back with another message. Ken Lewis Knudsen, good to see you. What's your take on Ashdown amps and cabs? I'm considering the ABM series. Very consistent. I know Mark and Dan personally. Yeah, I've never. They're great. They do great stuff. The stuff built in the UK is fabulous. I've got a Superfly, Ashdown Superfly, up there on that rack in that black padded bag. But the Ashdown tone's never been my thing. Not just a personal thing. I always preferred EBS gear. Now I'm with Aguilar. Ashdown are very good, lovely guys, great service, great customer service. But the tone just isn't for me. Just a personal preference. It's not a slight on the gear or any of that. If that's your preferred tone, you go for it, and make sure you fill out all your warranty stuff and all of that. I don't know where you're based, Ken, but if you have a problem with it, the guys at Ashdown will always look after you. They stand by their products. They're very good. Try. Oh, okay. You were considering the ABM series. Go and try some. Try the different amps in the range. Get an idea of how it all sounds, okay? Then you can make a reasoned judgment on it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what music you play, Ken, so maybe give me some more meat on the bones and we can talk about it. That's all cool. Bill Bennington, this guy wouldn't win a fight with his own. You can go bye, 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 bye. And did you come back? You did. If one Bill comes out of the room, it's going to be me. It certainly is. Funny that. DZ, I meant no offense, just lyrics to a song. That's fine. That's fine. But just think about what you type before you type it. Okay. I'll say this. I'm noticing a trend here on YouTube that people treat it like social media. Like you can just say what you want, when you want, do what you like, and that's it. I'll put it out there, okay? And regulars here on the channel will know how I operate. If you come onto my channel spouting claptrap, religious nonsense, political waffle, or you're rude, you're obnoxious, you're sweary, you're looking for an argument, you get bombed out the door. You get one message, that's it, and you're gone. You won't be here on the channel again. So I'll just put that out there. So anyone watching this from afar and thinking, oh, we're going to get into a right old Barney, you're not. I'm not going to let you. So that's how that works. Mark, I don't know about bass. I do know lots of guitar. That's cool. Hey, hang around. You might get some information, might get some knowledge. If you want to ask some questions about bass, just fire away. That's what the channel's about. I'm here to share the knowledge. Yeah, you want to know something about bass? Ask away. I've done 4,500 gigs in my career. I wrote for Bass Guitar Magazine and Bass Player Magazine for the best part of 18 years. I got a few basses. I know gear, done about 700 reviews. I've interviewed most famous bass players on the planet. So if you want to ask questions, do it. Be polite, be pleasant. We'll get on fine. Come on here. People want to be abusive, sweary, obnoxious. You're straight back out the door. That's how it works. I want people to come onto my channel, feel safe, feel happy that if they don't know something or they feel a bit intimidated to ask a question, that they can ask that question. All right. That's how we work. Ken, you're based in Norway. Okay, so you're in Europe, so that's fine. I don't know who your distributor in Norway is. Let's just have a look on Ashdown's site, shall we? We'll get the details. You might want to have a chat to their distributor before you go ahead and buy something, just to make sure that if there was any issues that you can get the gear dealt with. Let's have a look. Okay, your distributor is... Okay, it's a very big map. Oh, I see. I've got to zoom in, have I? Okay, let's zoom in then. Quick trip across the North Sea. Grimstad. Okay, Evenstad Music. They've got a website, email address, phone number, all that. Give them a call. Maybe if they've got some gear, you can go down to their offices or their warehouse, sit down, take your bass with you, try some of the gear, try the different amps, different cabs, see what works for you. Most distributors are pretty good about this stuff. Some people will say, oh, you've got to go to a retailer and try it. But some distributors, they'd rather have a happy customer, even if it's just going and trying all the stuff, because the store might not have it all. That can be a thing. But they'll have all the products there at the warehouse. Go and try it and then go and find a retailer that's got what you want. That's what they want, happy customers. Noah Var, hello, good to see you. How you doing? This is a bass guitar channel. We're talking basses, amps, effects, accessories, great bass players, albums with great bass playing on. You got any questions about gear, looking for some buying advice, whatever I can help with in the bass realm, ask away. I'll do my best to help as much as I can. And please give the live chat, this video, a thumbs up. Most important thing you can do. I don't ask for subscribers because I think it's a vanity metric, but if you give the video a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. Best thing you can do for any YouTube channel, give their videos a thumbs up, leave comments, and share the video out to social media. Best things you can do. It helps me, helps the channel, helps promote the video. If the YouTube algorithm sees the videos getting lots of thumbs ups and interactions, it then pumps the video out to more and more bass players, and then we get more and more bass players come on, and then we're sharing more knowledge and trying to help people a bit more. That's generally the strategy, as well as having people like Lee Sklar on our live chats, who comes on occasionally. So it's all good. You think I'm joking? I'm not. He was on the live chat 2 weeks ago on Tuesday, and he stayed for about 40 minutes. We had a good old chat, and yeah, The best thing was seeing Richard, who's one of the regular contributors here on the Tuesday night live chats. He couldn't believe his eyes. On the screen, suddenly Lee Sklar was there, and he's like, oh, yeah, Lee Sklar, personal friend. Interviewing subject from my magazine days. So he's very giving of his time. Always, if I send him a message, he'll reply back. Great guy. Great guy. Just checking. Oh no, that's not anything for me. That's good. Let's have a look here. So it's Friday night here in London town. This is an impromptu live chat. It's not a planned one. Wasn't planning on doing this. I just got my jobs done today, and I thought we'll check in with the fine people who follow the channel, see how everyone is, see what people are doing over their weekend, and see if anyone wants to talk bass. That's what we're here for. And if I can help in any way, whether it's gear, buying advice, checking out pedals, checking out basses, checking out amps, if I can point you in the right direction, or if there's a problem with your gear, I'll try and help as much as possible. I've just had a message on the community tab, someone responding to one of my shorts regarding the Prince Love Sexy 88 tour. Holbrony, I saw Love Sexy tour 3 times, twice in London and the extra one at the NEC. I wish I'd gone to that NEC show. You saw Michael Jackson at Aintree. There was no contest. Prince was amazing. Thought you might say that. You're right. Absolutely right. So if you follow the shorts feed here on my channel, I've been sort of delving back into my old live chats, and one of them back in 2022 was a look back at the 40th anniversary of Rio by Duran Duran and the 34th anniversary of Love Sexy by Prince. And I started editing segments of those up yesterday, and they've been going live today, and I'm getting quite a lot of people responding to it, which is all good, which is what we want to see. Learn Good, you just said do you want to sort of flesh that out with a few more letters, maybe try and construct a sentence or two, please? I don't know how to respond to one letter. Or is this a game? Are we playing Countdown and we're adding consonants and vowels, and then we can sort of create syllables? Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe you're going to shout letters and we're going to talk about basses beginning with M, or manufacturers beginning with M, maybe. Bill Derbyshire, so what are people's views on new bass instruments? The ones I've played for review have always been good, especially the recent solid body Kahler U bass, a solid body one. Okay, I haven't tried one yet. I haven't had a chance to play one. Syed, how are you doing today? I'm very good, thank you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've got a good weekend planned. Winding down. Well, I say winding down, I'm not winding down. I've got a gig tomorrow. Got an outdoor festival here in the UK, playing disco tracks with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno. Our last festival of the year at the moment. It's weird. Seems like we've rattled through them really quick, and it's like, oh, we've only got one more. But we've got loads of private bookings, so it's not all bad. Have a good weekend. Thank you, Syed. Patricia, when did you buy your first bass? 1988. It was a Marlin Sidewinder with a humbucker in the bridge and a split coil close to the neck in a black sparkle. And I bought it from Carl Vandenberg's Music Emporium in Tooting for the princely sum of £125. I didn't get a case. It came in a bin liner, and I had to go and buy a case a couple of weeks later. And I bought my first amp the day after my 16th birthday in April 1988. And that was a custom sound Cub chorus. So it had a chorus effect built in. 1x15 in like a cube format. The controls laid flat on the top, and that served me well for a couple of years before I did my first amp upgrade. It was all good. Nat May, hi. There's a very attractive man on my. Come on, I'm 53. I scrub up all right. That's the thing. Where are we from? London. London. From Wimbledon originally. Now live in northwest London. Bill, going back to your Ubase stuff. So I can't remember the last couple I had. I did have a couple from Bass Direct during lockdown, and I did photos and spec, and I ran out of time to do the video content because I had a whole bunch of basses and some Kayla stuff, and I was getting around to videoing them, and I got most of the basses done. I didn't get to the Kayla stuff, and then got the dreaded phone call from Mark Stickley. Can we have all that gear back? People want to buy it. It's like, I've only had it 2 days. So I had to take it all back. So I didn't get to do the actual video reviews. I could go back to Bass Direct now, and I don't mean now as in now on a Friday night, of course, and go and do some of that. And maybe I will. We'll see. What have you got a couple, Bill? I'm sure you've said you've bought a few before. Let me know. Ryan, what is your advice on attempting a setup on your bass? What bass have you got, Ryan? Because I've done a bunch of workbench workshop videos here on the channel for various basses. Not enough. I need, well, when I get some time, hopefully next week, I'll be going into the garage on my workbench, and there are 8 basses here that need restringing, setting up, and a few other bits and bobs. Going to film it all, do some new workshop videos. But tell me what bass you've got, and I can tell you whether one of the ones I've already done might be of use to you. You got an 82 Aria Pro 2 SB900. Well, I've got an SB1000, but I haven't done the setup thing because the bass is fine. Tell me what you want to do, Ryan. What's the problem? Is there a problem, or are you just trying to set it up because you think it's time to do a setup? If there's a particular problem, tell me, and I'll see if I can diagnose it for you. Patricia, my very first purchase of an instrument was a 1930s Italian sax. Wow. But that was an investment. Then you found the bass and fell in love. I couldn't tell you anymore. That's a wise choice. Why? Well, you could play both, of course. What bass have you got, Patricia? What's your bass? Eve Burgos said hi. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Welcome to Brooks's Bass Corner. We're talking bass guitars, bass amps, bass effects, bass accessories, great bass players. Comments on the Mark King video on Scott's bass lessons. Anyone wish to discuss that? I did watch it. I tend not to watch a lot of Scott stuff because he just produces so much content. I can't keep up with it. And generally, I don't watch other people's bass channels. It's just too much. I've got enough on my plate trying to keep the content here on my channel. But I did watch the Mark King one. I was interested to see what they did. It was okay. It was okay. There were some clear mistakes. I didn't think they'd done their research very well. It felt a little rushed. Scott's a number of years younger than me, probably 6 or 7 years younger. That still doesn't get him off the hook for bad research, because as he says in the thing, when World Machine came out, which was 85, he was 7. Yeah, but you run the biggest bass channel in the world. Your research needs to be better. To say the early tapes was 82. The album was released in 82. It was recorded in 1980. They didn't even search to find out what the bass on the early tapes is. They just made the assumption it was a JD. It wasn't. It was a Heyman. It's very similar to the Shergold Marathons. I think it was a Heyman 4040, or was it a 2020? I can't remember. Anyway, 2 split coil pickups. And you can find that. You can just easily Google that. Even Marcus Bell had it on his bass video for Bass Direct when they were talking about Mark's basses. It's not hard. That's easy information. It felt like it was just a bit rushed. Maybe they'll do a second video. I don't know. And it kind of grates when you're watching people do a Mark King video and they're trying to do what Mark does, and they're doing the slap thing with the down thumb. That's flea slapping. Mark King is that slapping because it affords you greater flexibility and accuracy. That is for flea making making a noise, punk slapping. That's Mark King slapping. I'm picking it's as long as they play the notes and the feels right, that's fine. It was okay. I thought it was okay. I think it feels to me like they went at it a bit cack-handed, if I'm honest. But who's to argue with Scott? He's got the biggest bass channel in the world. So what do I know? What do I know? Patricia, you bought a Squier Jazz bass. Good choice. Very good choice. One of the finest basses I've ever reviewed was a Squier Jazz at the gallery in Camden in 2019. It was £341 and it blew most of the £3,000 plus jazzes that they had in the same shop out of the water. Just blew them away. So if you get a good Squier Jazz, keep it. Bill, yes, you recently got one of the Kayla U bass solid bodies. I'm so surprised how great the low bass tone is for such a small instrument. They do very well. Bagiti Kamalu was using one for some recording. They are very good at what they do, and the price is good too. It's just, are you going to use it on a gig? You're just going to use it at home, aren't you? Really? Patricia, you bought it for $316. Excellent. Well, if you're happy with it and it plays good, and it makes you want to play, then I'd say it's $316 well invested. Good for you. Good for you. There is a video here on the channel. You may have seen it or maybe not, which goes through my bass collection as it was in January 2023. It doesn't have the first two basses that I owned. It starts at the third bass I bought, which was the Fender Precision Light. But if you want to check that out, I'll put a link in the live chat window and you can watch it whenever suits you. Let me just put that in. I'll find it first. There we go. There it is. I'll put the link to that in there for you. You can watch that as and when it works for you. Now, that's a good question, actually. How many basses are in that? Someone asked me the other day, I couldn't remember. Is it 33 or 36? I know it's more now. Let's have a look. 33, clearly. Right, where are we? Here we go. Lisa Garrett, hi. What are your thoughts on ghosts? Do you think they exist? I'm worried it's haunting my toilet. No, I think that's... Lisa, this is a bass channel. What are you talking about? Come on, girl. Get it together. Boston, please play a song. No, we don't do play-alongs. I'm not risking copyright strikes. You know this. You've asked that question before. Mr. Tumnus, 87. Hello there. Good to see you. Have happy Friday. Happy weekend. Have a great weekend. You bought a 1992 Made in Japan Squier P bass in February. Cool. Hands down the best P bass you've played. Sometimes the Squiers, you get a good one, you're going to keep hold of it. Just sounds magical. I'm very pleased for you. Again, if it makes you want to play and improves your playing, there's nothing wrong with it. Patricia, you've only owned 2 basses and a saxophone. That's all right. That's all cool. Bill Derbyshire, it's definitely a travel instrument, okay, but I'd use it on a gig or a jam session that you could cycle to. That's my boy, Bill. Well done. Peter Cap, am I in an institution? No. What makes you ask? Lisa, what's your thoughts on Arsenal signing Victor Gyökeres? Well, I'm a Man U supporter, so I couldn't give two stuffs, really. And my side has more than enough problems. So Arsenal's activities don't even feature on my radar. Sorry. Am I in an institution? No, but some people might argue that I probably should be. I am an institution. What do you mean? Patricia, and you have an Ashdown amp. Very good. Which model? Have you got an amp or combo? Lisa Garrett, what's a bass? I saw this in my shorts. I'm sure you did, madam. What's a bass? It's a 4-string guitar-like instrument that plays low notes. And if it wasn't for bass in music, you wouldn't dance. We're the reason you dance, okay? So you think of your favorite songs, go and have a listen to the bass parts. Take the bass parts away, wouldn't be half the same song. I guarantee it. Is this what this channel is about? Bass. It is. Funnily enough, it's my channel name should kind of give the game away. Brooks's Bass Corner. And if you look in the picture, there's a bass in the background. It's not bass as in bass, which is fishing. It's bass as in guitars. Those things. Yeah, like that. Go that way. There we go. These bass guitars, you see. It's about bass. Now, if you wish to hang in and might learn something, or you want to enter the conversation, you're more than welcome. The reason you've got this in your shorts feed is because we're running this live chat in vertical format. That's why. Patricia, a beginner but looking to upgrade. What is a good amp you recommend? What's your budget? Budget is everything. No point me recommending expensive amps if your budget's not there. So tell me what your budget is, and then I can try and flesh it out a bit for you. Lisa, I thought it was bass, as in a secret lair. No, although you're welcome to hang around. Feel free. Feel free. What, like the Rebel bass? Now, the Rebel bass is a Millennium Falcon with a bass neck and strings and LEDs up the neck. That's the Rebel bass. Budget is up to $1,000 euros. And also what I need to know, Patricia, is where do you want to use this amp? Is this just for home use, or is this going out on gigs, playing with other people, playing with a live drum kit? Need to give me that info, because that will make a difference. But if you're just playing at home, you can spend £1,000 easily. It just depends what sort of sound you want. If you like the sound you get from your Ashdown, maybe just go for a slightly upgraded version of that, maybe. Ryan, I'm attempting to lower the action on your Aria Pro. Okay. Right. Well, what can cause string action? Basically, it's dealt with at the bridge, so the bridge saddles that go up and down. But it can also be the relief in the neck. You can adjust the bridge saddles all you like, but if the relief is out, you're not going to get it the way you want, because as soon as you drop the saddles, the strings are going to choke on the frets. So you were attempting to lower the action. Okay. Can I ask what string gauge you're using, Ryan? And what brand of strings? YC, hi, good to see you. Patricia, dollars and playing in a band. Right, okay. Are you looking to buy new, or are you happy to buy second hand? If you buy second hand, you get much better value for money. But you always walk that line that someone might have thrashed the amp that you buy. Generally, though, a lot of stuff isn't thrashed, and you would know. And if you're going to go and buy second hand, you have to go and test it before you buy it, of course. But I've seen in years gone by people selling Hartke stacks, like 2 cabs, 2 410s, or a 410 and a 15, and an amp for like $300. Seen it. So really, it's a case of how do you get your gear? So you're playing in a band. Is someone able to transport your equipment, or are you transporting it, or do you need something you can carry on public transport? I don't know. Tell me. Lisa Garrett, you have a Federa Emperor, do you now? Because you didn't know this was a bass channel. Federa Emperor will set you back a very pretty penny. So maybe Lisa Garrett isn't actually Lisa Garrett, and it's someone I know trying to have a laugh. I don't know. Maybe. You found it in a charity shop. No, you didn't. Hoyt. I always want to say some guy, but I know your name's Hoyt, so we call you Hoyt. Your favorite dish eaten at a gig? Now, Well, a curry before a gig is always most welcome, but generally, as I'm getting older, I find a curry after the gig is a better policy. Because if you eat a curry before you do the gig, A, you're bloated. B, if you're singing, you're going to find on occasion you need to burp and the smells aren't that great. And yeah, you don't really want to. I know some bands swear on having a curry before they play, but as I get older, I've realized no, do that after. So sometimes it'll be a case of get people to order the food in and then we can eat when we're finished. I'm quite happy with that. Also, you'll have burnt off all your other energy, so you're quite happy to eat. I have to say, when I've played in Europe, very often they'll feed you before the gig and feed you again after the gig, and I'm more than happy with that. But again, you got to be sensible in what you eat before you perform, because you don't want to be all stuffed and bloated before you go on. But you do want stuff that's going to give you energy. So it can be a bit of a balancing act, especially if you're abroad, because you're not in charge of the food that you're going to eat. It's kind of provided. So YC, hi sir. May I ask why settings you advise for ZZ Top Blue Jeans Blues? Can wait for an answer. I don't know the song off the top of my head, but Dusty Hill was a great bass player, so you don't really need much treble. You're probably going to look at a bit of a bass boost and maybe some low mids boost. You're not looking for a great deal of clank. Dusty Hill's playing was all about support and locking in with Frank Beard. So maybe some heavy gauge strings, 4505. Up to you if you want to go for round wounds, half wounds, or flat wounds. And you haven't told me what bass you play. Clean or a bit of drive? A little bit of drive wouldn't go amiss. Give you a little bit of emphasis when you attack the string. You could go clean if you were going through a valve amp, because that'll give you some grit in the in terms of the tonal delivery. But if you're going through a solid state amp, a little bit of drive doesn't hurt. Reverb, I don't know the song. I'd need to go and have a listen to the song. Do you want me to do that while I'm on here? I'll have a look on YouTube for you. Leave it with me. I'll sort it out for you. Or we want ZZ Top Blue Jeans Blues. Right, hold on. Hold the bus. I'll tell you. Let's have a little listen here. Oh, 2005 remaster, that'll do. Bear with me, people. Let's just speed that up a bit. It's 4.5 minutes. You can't have me stand on camera for 4.5 minutes doing nothing. It's quite a nice tune when it's sped up a bit. That's clean. There's no distortion or reverb on that. That's just through an amp or a DI. Yeah, no top end, really. Bit of a bass boost, a little bit of mid boost, maybe. Low mid, not high mid. But you can put some drive on it if you want. Okay, does this bass line go anywhere else? Don't think so. It's just a supported bass line. There's nothing. And he preferred passive basses anyway, so you're going to basically just turn the volume up, put the tone control about a third of the way up, maybe half at a push. It's certainly not wide open. But that should do it. That'll get you in the ballpark. Maybe some half wounds to reduce string noise. Half wounds or flat wounds do fine. Eve, who are your favourite people you've played with? Ooh. I just stumbled across your channel from watching an interview with John Taylor. Well, thank you very much. Blessings to you, sir. Do you mean favourite people I've played in bands with, or are we talking about people I've interviewed? You tell me. If you want to know my favourite people I've interviewed, that's easy. That's really easy. No delay or reverb. No, not on that track. That's just clean. That's clean. Hoyt, I've been using a Redhead SWR as a DI, and that ground lift switch finally came in handy. Yeah, very good. The DIs in the SWR stuff were studio quality, which is why people like Marcus Miller and a lot of the studio cats in the late 80s, early 90s all swore by SWR gear, especially the Redheads. Marcos, good to see you. You pop back on. Hope all is good. YC, thanks. Pleasure. That's what I'm here for. Eve, played with. Oh, well. I've not been in a huge amount of bands because I was in one band for 17 years. Singer in that band was a guy called Steve Overland from a band called FM, who was amazing. Probably the best singer I've ever worked with. And so, yeah, him. I've worked with Bonnie Tyler. You can see videos of that here on the channel. If you go to the live performance playlist, you'll see a load of videos of me playing with her. I love playing in the disco band that I'm in. We've got great people in that band. It's a lot of fun. I love doing the Queen tributes that I play with. That's all good too. So I'm very fortunate. I get to work with lovely people most of the time. Worked with Don Airey, keyboard player for Deep Purple. Had him on the phone a couple of weeks ago, funnily enough. But yeah, I've been fairly fortunate. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, to interview. Well, most of them were good. There was only, I've said before, there's two that I interviewed who I would never interview again. You wouldn't get me anywhere. Well, certainly not in the same room, and I wouldn't give them the time of day to give them a online or a phone chat. You can forget that. But most of the people I did for the magazines were good people. Easy, generally. People like Chris Squire, who are bass legends. The day I interviewed Chris Squire, he had 10 interviews to do for press. I got dibs the first interview, and he turned up. He was late, so he was already a bit annoyed. And I guess the thought of having to do 10 interviews was filling him with dread. And the PR got him a large glass of white wine, which went down fairly rapidly. And by the time he'd done two, he'd warmed up a little, and he realised I knew my stuff, and that I was a fan. I was a Yes fan. And so I knew the albums, I knew the material, I knew the stories, I knew the band's history, and he was perfectly okay after that. That interview's here on the channel. That was a year before he died. So I interviewed him in June 2014, and he died mid-July 2015. So he was good. Jack Bruce, I was warned, could be cantankerous and miserable, and actually was very lovely, although he wasn't well. And again, that was a year before he passed away. And he made me and the photographer wait ages because he was put my teeth in. He was filming footage for a DVD that was a bonus to go in the extended version of his last album. And he made us wait. And thankfully, it all got done because I had to race back from Suffolk to get to my gig in London that night, which was entertaining. It was a lively drive back. So he was good. Larry Graham was fabulous. Larry Graham was absolutely fabulous. Thought we were going to do 30 minutes of chat. We did nearly 3 hours. So that was good. Mark King's always been good. He's been great while I've been an interviewer and a magazine writer. Wasn't always good when I've met him backstage at gigs prior to working in the magazines. But he's fine. Billy Shin's always good. Got good answers if I chuck questions at him. John Taylor was good, but again, I've said before, John was a bit formulaic. So again, he had like multiple interviews to do that day. And every time I asked something that wasn't to do with the album that came out, which was Paper Gods, he would bring the conversation back onto that because he's got pre-organized answers, if you like. But he was fine. He let me ask some stuff at the end that was a bit left field. He was cool. Neil Fairclough was fabulous. become best friends pretty much after that interview. Just everyone's pretty good generally. The rude, obnoxious ones, you get the idea very early on that they're going to be that way. And normally I will gauge it based on how important I thought that interview was to the magazine. If I didn't think it was that important or it wasn't critical, then I'd pull that person up and I'd say, if you're going to carry on talking like that, I'll just go, and this isn't going to happen. So either be pleasant or that's it. And usually once you do that, they go, oh, okay. And then they become pleasant. If it is critical and I need to keep my mouth shut, then I'll just keep my mouth shut. Just do it. Ask the questions. Don't really get too involved. It's all being recorded on audio anyway. And then just write the feature and hand it in. That's usually my thing with that. But I'm not going to sit there and let someone be blatantly rude and obnoxious and a real pain in the ass. So there's no enjoyment in it for me. I'm just there to do a job, and you need to have the interview in order to have stuff pumped out there to keep your profile up, unless you're a legend, of course. Usually the ones that are the pains in the ass aren't legends, but they think they should be. So thankfully I didn't have too many of them. Ryan Lane, you've got the Dario 4500 flats. Okay. Right. First of all, okay, you need to gauge whether your truss rod relief, the neck relief, is right. So if you've got a capo, or even if you haven't, you need to put the capo on the first fret, and then you need to put a finger, or so if you've got a capo there, that's great. Then fret around about the 17th fret. And then if you've got feeler gauges, if you don't know what a feeler gauge is, use Google. Google's your friend. So you then place a feeler gauge around about the 3rd, 5th and 7th fret, and you're basically trying to gauge the distance. So if you put a feeler gauge in, the thing just falls through between the string and the neck, then you know there's too much relief. And if you can't get the feeler gauge in, and there's not enough relief. So it's then a balancing act of getting enough there without going too far, in which case you've then got to adjust the truss rod. So if the truss rod adjustment is at the headstock end, you've got to look down the neck and always loosen the truss rod before you tighten, okay, because you can risk stripping it if the thing's already fully tightened. Now on Arias, I think they follow the standard truss rod turn. So left loosens it, right tightens it. But check the website for Aria. There were, I mean, God, there's going to be loads of videos here on YouTube, but also loads of stuff in Google about how to set up and adjust a truss rod on an Aria base. But generally it will be left to loosen, right to tighten. So if you're looking at the adjustment, yes, of course, the adjustments at the headstock end. So as you're looking down the neck, you're going to have the hex bolt, Allen key in, right sized Allen key, and just give it like a quarter turn to the left, and that should start loosening it. If it's fully loosened, you don't need to worry, in which case you're going to be going right to tighten it. If it's overly tight or fully on, then you're going to need more than a quarter turn to loosen it. You might want a half turn or even a full turn, and then you can start reassessing, tightening it up. If it's already fully tight and you've got a lot of relief and there's a big gap, then you got a bit of an issue. So in that case, and it's a through neck, so you can't shim the neck. In that case, you may have to look at routing out under the bridge. Don't let this panic you. I'm just suggesting if the truss rod was maxed out and you couldn't get the strings low enough, that's what you'd have to start looking at. So yes, literally just a quarter turn to tighten it, retune the strings, feeler gauges again. Eventually you get to a point where the relief is okay. Once you've adjusted the neck relief, then you can start looking at the action. And again, what you want is the bridge saddles all not level, but what you want is them straight. So they're going to be different heights because the gauge of each string is different. But what you don't want are saddles where one screw is really low and the other one's really high, because that's like driving on two wheels. You don't want that. So you want the bridges level, but the height is obviously dependent on the neck relief and the string. You do all 4 strings, then you do the intonation. Again, there are videos and Google will help you with that. There's plenty of videos on how to do intonation on a bass. So basically that's adjusting the screw that sits through the bridge saddle, and turning it one way is going to shorten the distance between the screw end and the saddle, and doing it the other way will lengthen it, make it greater. Get the intonation done, then you've got to do pickup height. So again, there will be stuff on Google and again on YouTube. So basically you're looking for string height away from the pickups. So you don't want the strings laying on top of the pickup, because that just creates a magnetic field and the note won't ring, won't sustain or anything, will overly distort. But there will be measurements, and you can measure that with you get those gauges, you can get them from guitar shops, you can buy them off Amazon, eBay, and it will show you like millimeter measurements, and it will probably say, hang on, I've got my book of measurements here, the book tells all. So generally, going back to Fender days, it doesn't mean areas are the same, but generally you are looking at generally the string, the underside of the string should be around 1/8 of an inch away from the top of the pickup. That can change based on string gauge, but also D and G strings, because they're thinner pieces of metal, the string is thinner with less mass, will need to be nearer the pickup to get the same amount of volume that the bigger strings get. So again, if you want a few pointers what I'm talking about with all this, I'll put some links here in the chat of my workshop videos, none of which are for areas, but it might give you, in fact, what I'll do is I'll send you to the playlist, because there's a few in there. Bear me a moment, I'll get that for you. Where's that playlist? I don't want Black Friday deals, thanks. Workbench, here we go. Here we go. There we are. Right. So this will take you to the playlist. Then all the videos are in the right-hand window, and you can see if you can find one. So a lot of the things I've just discussed are in those videos, so you'll get an idea. Got any questions, come back to me. I'll try and help you. Diogo, your channel is on ESPN right now, is it? How's that then? This is a bass guitar channel. What the hell am I on ESPN for? Cheers, ESPN. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Most important. Best thing you can do for me, for the channel, for the video, for the live chat. If you want to donate to the channel, you can. You don't have to. Watching it is free. But if you wish to, in the live chat window, you'll see where the chat box is. Next to that, you'll see an emoji icon. Next to that, you'll see a dollar symbol in a rectangle. It's called Super Chat. You hit that, you can donate to the channel if you wish. You don't have to. It's all free to watch. But if you want to help me, help the channel, keep the videos coming, a little donation here and there really helps. Mo, drop some advice here about life. No, it's a bass channel, you fool. You've come into my live chat. Don't tell me what to talk about, or I'll just bomb you out. You want bass advice? I'll give you loads of that. It's a bass channel. Ah, got rid of your message, eh? It's my live chat, mate. I call the shots. If you don't like what we're talking about, don't hang around. If you want to talk bass, you're more than welcome to be here and talk bass guitars. Any questions about bass, bass guitars, bass amps, bass effects, great bass players, albums with great bass playing on? If you need some buying advice, if you're looking to buy a bass, maybe setting up a pedal board for the first time, maybe going to your first audition as a bass player, don't know what to do in prep, ask me. If I can help, it's what I'm here for. I've got 4,500 gigs under my belt. I wrote for Bass Guitar Magazine and Bass Player for 18 years. Been doing this YouTube channel for 5 years. It's our anniversary at the end of the month. And yeah, if I can help in any way, let me know. But if you come onto my channel, tell me what to talk about, and come on a bit cantankerous and leery, you're out the door. But I hope everyone's going to have a good Friday, have a good weekend. As I said, I've got a disco gig tomorrow, doing the Cheltenham Sevens Festival down in Cheltenham, down the West Country tomorrow. So it should be good. Last festival for me for the summer, based on what my diary says at the moment. I don't think I've got any. Actually, let's just have a quick look at the old diary, shall we? Private party, Isle of Wight, that's a private do as well. Private party, pub, theatre, private do. Yeah, that's all the festivals after tomorrow. It's a shame, went by a bit quick, a bit too quick for my liking, but there we are. Patricia, you didn't come back to me regarding transportation for your gear. You're looking for that upgrading gear. You told me your budget, but you haven't told me how you're going to be transporting that gear around. So if you can give me that info, that'd be fabulous. And very helpful. And then I'll try and help you as best I can. That's done. That's done. Very good. Let's just check the analytics. That's all good. Stream health. How are we looking on the stream health side of things here? Give me a moment. Just check everything's working. There we go. That's all good. Sorry, I'm just filling in the back end of this video so YouTube knows who to pump it out to. That's all good. Thank you very much. And that's today, and that's London, and we're good. We're done. Excellent. So if you're out playing, out gigging this weekend, let me know where you're playing. Can't guarantee I'm going to know where you're playing, but if you're here in the UK, I might have an inkling as to where you're playing. Might even have been somewhere I've played myself. Right, here we go. If you've got any questions about any of the videos here on the channel, let me know. We want all the messages. There we go. That's better. So if there's anything about that setup on that bass, Ryan, that you want to ask, let me know. Anything that you perhaps need to keep an eye out for when you're doing it. And while you've got the strings off, if you're taking the strings off, you can clean the fingerboard and condition it. Highly recommend. Or you can use plenty of it. It's all yeah. Although I don't tend to use the Dunlop products on the fingerboard, I use other things. Either Dr. Duck's Axe Wax, linseed oil. What's your fingerboard on there? Is it ebony? I think it probably is. You've got various options there you can use. I would generally say steer clear of lemon oil. I used to use it a lot, and I'm not convinced that it's the best thing for ebony. But there are different types of lemon oil. Some types are good, some aren't so good. So if you've got something that you were going to do the fingerboard with, tell me, and I'll try and advise you accordingly. Ryan, thank you. Pleasure. That's what I'm here for. Are you doing this setup while we're doing this live chat? Because I can try and guide you through if you need me to. I know it seems a little daunting when you do your first couple of setups, but once you get into the hang of it, and again, watch stuff on YouTube, watch some of the videos I've posted up there in that link. Check out Dave's World of Fun stuff as well. He's very good. I learned a lot of what I do from watching his videos. So there's some good information in there. Again, the thing you have to be aware of is on your bass, it's a through neck. So you can't take the neck off. So you're kind of, it's not lumbered. That's not what I mean. You can't take the neck off and work on it individually. It's all one instrument. So it's all the different components, the bridge, intonation, string spacing, action, neck relief, nut. All of those things are interconnected in terms of what they offer in terms of the overall setup. Bob Clermont, proud 2015 Spitfire owner. Of course, yes. Thanks for your videos. Pleasure. Got 4 GBs here. 2 4-string Rumors, a 5-string Rumor, and a Spitfire. The Spitfire's a bit of an eye catcher, and I can't easily get to it because there are other basses in the way. But it's the one you'll see sometimes on various thumbnails here on the channel. Very nice cherry sunburst over quilted maple, and it's quite an eye catcher. Plays very good too. So you've got a 2015 Spitfire. Lovely. Toasted Sandwich, welcome back. Good morning in Australia. Hope you're well. What made you go for a Spitfire, Bob? What led you down that path? Because a lot of people abroad and what have you have no idea about GB guitars. Not a clue. You've also got a fretless from 92. So is that a Nightingale? Was that before the GB Guitars brand sort of took hold? Or perhaps an original GB via Loudon, or even before that, maybe. 92, I think, is a Nightingale. Confirm or deny, young man. I can talk about GBs for hours, Bob. So if you've got any questions or you just want to chew the fat, then we can go for it. Okay, says that on the headstock. Okay, maybe it was just after Nightingale stopped then. Perhaps might have been that'd be a very early GB. Although my rumor pickups on my bass, I said I wanted the. Actually, I'm talking rubbish, aren't I? Where am I? It's my bass. I've had it 21 years. I can't remember. No, I've got GB cymbals on that one, but the might be the Spitfire's got the BJ Goodfellow on. Fine basses, very fine basses. Yeah. And in fact, my rumor that was made for me, it's been all over the world. Rural Sheepdog Sheep. It's a hell of a name. Got enough G-strings? Oh, don't you worry, my friend. I've got plenty of G-strings. Don't worry about that. All ready to twang in your direction. Have no fear. Moshi, can I play guitar? No, I'm a bass player. I'm very proud of the fact. Now, I have a Fender Fat Strat upstairs with the humbucker in the bridge, but do I ever get time to sit and learn it? I've been a professional bass player my whole career for 30 years, and bass has occupied literally every moment of that career, and I'm fine with that. I have no problems with it. Bob, the Kent Armstrong humbuckers in a single coil package, Bernie's preamp on board, absolutely. Series parallel switch, of course, and actually in the White Rumor, which was one of the 2 demo basses he used to have. When I bought that for my 50th birthday a couple of years ago, it had the humbuckers, and I said, don't want them. I want a set of single coils. He went, oh, I haven't got any single coils here. I said, well, get some, because that's what I want. I said, all my others have got the humbuckers in. What's the point of me having another bass with the humbuckers? I might as well have single coils, and it makes a huge difference. It's so, not that the humbuckers are bad, they're not. It's a different tone. But the single coils are snappy as hell and very lively and bubbly. Love them. Love them. Oh, okay. On the GB fans page or the GB official? Are we talking about Facebook or on the website? All of my basses are featured on his photo galleries at one point or another. On Facebook. Are we talking the official page or the fans page? In fact, I'll tell you what, I'll go into the group and I'll find your photos. GB. Okay. I got you, Bob. Oh, there we go. Ah, yes, I saw that photo of the fretless. Yeah, lovely. Very nice. Very nice indeed. That's a belter. Oh, and you've got, yeah, I see the Spitfire you've got too. Oh, you've got a very fine collection, sir, may I say. That's a lovely bit of wood. Ooh. And a fan of gold hardware as well. Well done. Likewise. Yeah, very nice. Eve, will you be playing in Los Angeles? I doubt it. I'm in London. I've never done a gig in America. I've been to New York doing magazine work when we interviewed Stuart Spector and Aguilar, but no, I've never had the opportunity to play a gig in America. Never been in a band that's done that sort of thing, sadly. And as the years pass by, I think it's even less and less of a chance that that's going to happen. So I've had a good run of it. I've done 4,500 gigs or thereabouts. So, and here in London, there's fewer and fewer places to play. So I'm not sure how the younger fraternity coming up behind me are going to get gigs in that number. I just don't. It's not a record breaking process, of course not. But I don't know where you can do. I don't know many bands now that do 5-6 gigs a week like I used to do. It seemed like an almighty slog at the time, and I look back and think, I'm glad you did it. Glad you did it, because you couldn't do it now. Not at all. Are you in Los Angeles, Eve? Is that where you're based? Yeah, very nice spaces, Bob. Well done. I suspect I may have played the fretless at one point. I've certainly played a fretless that looked like that at Bernie's workshop, either when someone brought one in to have a setup done or maybe a repair. It looks familiar. Was it he had one there at his workshop a while back? I think maybe he bought it from a previous owner and was then looking to resell it. Is it that one? Clement Menino, was that a Peroni? It is. Absconded from last night's gig, ABBA gig at Epsom Racecourse. Ryan, it's a rosewood fingerboard. Okay. Have you got something that you're going to put on that rosewood fingerboard, Ryan, or do you need recommendations? Bob Clearmont, Bernie was really proud of the Spitfire. I bet he remembered the Fretless 2. Only 2 of them made. One was yours, the other was green. Greg Bouchard, good to see you. How are you? I'm very good, thank you. Looking forward to the weekend. Looking forward to doing my gig tomorrow, because I know we're going to have a blast. Do you do a great job on here? Thank you very much. Thanks for saying so. Keep up the good work, always. I'll be doing this till they put me in. Put my teeth in today. It'd be good. Ugh. I'll be doing this till they put me in my box, was what I meant to say. You're new too? Cool. You do a good job on here. Oh, I've read that. Okay, you've put it again. Well, if you've got any questions, ask away. If I can help, that's what I'm here to do. Clement, I really wish to get your accent one day. I'm from London. From what part of the UK is? That's not an English sentence, but I'll let you off. I'm from London. I'm originally from Wimbledon, where they do the tennis, and now I live in northwest London. Does that help? So yeah, Greg, if you've got any questions, fire away. Let's have them. Bob, I was a full-time road dog from 73 till 98, then no more international touring. Understood. Well, I've been doing this 30 years. Last month was my anniversary. 30 years of doing this full-time for a living. Not YouTube, being a bass player, of course. And yeah, the hands can tell a few stories, that's for sure. But it's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. And you have those highs and lows, peaks and troughs. You might be busy, you might be dead. You might be busy, you might be dead. It's just the way it is. You're a big supporter of. Oh yeah, okay. I think you've copied and pasted what you wrote before, perhaps. Yeah, I will do. I will do. Tech Horizon, hey, good to see you. We're talking bass guitars. If you want to talk basses, bass amps, bass effects, great bass players, albums with great bass playing on, anything to do with bass, this is the place to do it. If you're here for the cooking channel, that's Wednesdays at 3 p.m. I'm joking. We don't do cooking. Although I tried to do that on Tuesday's live chat and no one else was biting, so it wasn't happening. Bob, just local stuff these days. Okay, that's all right. 3 gigs a week. Sore hands, psoriatic arthritis is my bane of 6 nights or 7 shows per week. Ouch. I send you my best wishes. Greg, my dad see doing there some as you too. Okay. Okay. I don't know what that means. Try it again. So, as I said earlier, I've been putting up some shorts remixed from old live chats, and I say old, they are kind of a couple of years old, and been talking about Prince and Love Sexy and the impact that had on me at the time. I'd just taken up bass a couple of months before, and that album was like a steam train in my life. It just suddenly appeared, and I went to see Prince on that tour at Wembley. Blew my mind. Blew my mind. Here we are, what, 37 years later. It's still probably the greatest show I've ever seen. And it was life changing. I went and bought the entire back catalogue a couple of days afterwards, and magical, magical. But that album sits with me, and I'd listen to it regularly, and I put it on today, and it's like an old friend. Every time I hear it, I know every nuance of that album. I've dissected it on headphones many occasions. It's great. Bob, thanks for the chats. That's okay. By the way, Russ Hollins, I know Russ is busting on me to get on a flight and visit Bernie. It's not him that's paying for the flight, cheeky sod. You should come over. You'd love it. Just make sure you book with Bernie well in advance, because you can say, "Oh well, I'll be over like August the 2nd till August the 21st," and he'll disappear on his boat somewhere. So make sure you communicate with him. Don't just sort of turn up in the UK and then try and contact him. Let him know in advance. He likes what's the word? He likes to know stuff in advance. Put it that way. Play bass guitar? No, we don't do. I can do some playing, but we're not doing play alongs. I'm not doing songs. I don't do copyright strikes and copyright claims. Yeah, Bob, it is good advice. Look, I've known Bernie since 2002. If I told you the amount of times that I've rung him, like a couple of days before I was planning to go and see him, and you say, "Is it all right for me to come down on such and such day, such and such time? We'll do this and go through that and sort that amp out and that bay." Yeah, yeah, that's all good. Yeah. So you're gonna put it in the diary? Yeah, yeah, it's all in there. Yeah. And on the morning, like a couple of hours before I'm due to go down there, because from here to Brighton is like 80 miles. And you ring him, say, "It's still all right for oh no, 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 I can't do today." Why? Oh well, I'm out on my boat. It's like, well, you and I agreed that I was coming down, and yeah, can we do it another day? It's like, well, no, I can't, because I haven't got in. Today was the day for doing it. That's why I rang up before and booked it with you. Can we do it tomorrow? No, you're not listening to me. I told you it had to be today, because that was the only day in my diary probably for the next 3 weeks I can do. Oh well, we got to get this done within like a week or so. It's like, that's what you're up against. So good luck with that, but let him know in advance, and get him to put it in the diary, and hopefully he'll remember. Greg, you too. You do a good job. Okay, I think you've got a copy and paste loop going on there, sir. Keep putting in the same message. Not to worry though. Please give the video a thumbs up, guys. Very important. Very important to the video, important to me, important to the channel. Subscribes, I'm not bothered about. It's a vanity metric. Thumbs ups, vitally important. Okay, Greg, I think we'll just put you in a little timeout, okay? You keep putting the same thing on. So what's everyone up to for the weekend? Let me know. Last week was frantic. I did 3 gigs, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. You may have been on the live chat that I did on Friday night. There will be a gig vlog for it, which will cover all 3 gigs in one video rather than a separate video for each one. So I've got all that footage. It's here on the hard drive. Just got to edit it up and put it out there. Easier said than done, especially if you have the day like I've had today, where I've basically sat at home waiting for someone to bring an amp here, and couldn't be bothered to check his messages or reply, and then tells me at 6 o'clock, oh, I'm not coming today. Right. Yeah, bless him. Anyway, I can wait. The money sits on my account until it appears, so there we go. So have you got any bass questions, bass guitars, bass amps, bass effects, bass accessories? If you're looking for some advice, either buying or setting up or connecting gear or how to get sounds and tones and how to play something, let me know. If I can help, I'm more than happy to do so. That's what I'm here for. Helps if you press the right button, Mike. There we go. Just checking the stream health is all good. Yeah, looks all good. Super. That's what we want. Ish Naval. I hope that's close. Have a friend that wants to learn to play bass guitar. Ask me for some useful exercises. Any tips? Yes, loads. Are they starting from scratch? I guess so. First things first. If they don't already own a bass, is there anyone they can borrow a bass or borrow an instrument from school or someone to make sure it's the instrument for them that they do want to do it? Then start pulling together a playlist or songs or albums by artists that person likes. Once they've got a bass, the way I did, I'm self-taught, so I would suggest getting some lessons, but that's not always easy or economical to do. If you're going to be self-taught, you can follow what I did. It's not the perfect way, but we didn't have YouTube, and we didn't have Google, and we didn't have the internet, so there's plenty of stuff online. I'm not a theory channel. I can't teach you all the theory and what have you. What I can do is teach people to a standard that they can be out gigging within a month if that's what you want to do. So the way I did all this was I got a book from the library which had a guitar neck, and it showed where all the note positions were on a guitar neck, and I knew that I only needed the bottom 4, didn't need the top 2 strings, so I need the bottom 4. And I had this book. I'm a huge Queen fan. I had this book. Oh, bear with me a moment. I had this book, which is the complete works updated, the illustrated lyrics. Basically, it's got every song and every album from the first album up to Kind of Magic, and all the songs and all the lyrics are in here. It doesn't show the bass parts, but what it does show is the chords as they go through each song. And from that, I was able to work out where the chords were changing, and with the record, I was able to work out where the bass notes were changing. So I worked it all out for myself, and that was what got me started. And then I was listening to albums, knowing where the notes were on the fingerboard, and starting to piece things together. So listening to all the records by my favorite bass players, favorite bands, every player has an identifiable way that they play, and you start to notice recurring patterns, recurring chord progressions, and what have, and you can just build up a vocabulary of bass parts and bass lines and fills and triads and arpeggios based on what you learn. So that's kind of what worked for me. And then I knew I wanted to do this for a living. And when the time came, when I finished my formal education, I joined a band, and I've been doing it ever since. In terms of physical exercise, it's a bit hard for me to do it on here if that person isn't watching. But I mean, YouTube is full of practical finger exercises and chordal stuff and scales. I can teach you. It would take longer than we've got this live chat for. So by all means, come back on at a later date. And if that person is there with you, or they want to come on individually and we can go through some things, it's all good. Or come on to a Tuesday live chat. We go from 8 o'clock UK time, and there'll be me and a couple of the others, the regulars who come on here, and we can take you through a bunch of playing exercises and see where it gets you. Toasted Sandwich, have you any thoughts on playing 5 strings? Well, I've got four 5 strings here. If you want to play 5, that's up to you. I prefer to play 4, but I have 5s in case that's what I need. But my preference is for 4. There was always this advice like 20 odd years ago that if you had a 4-string bass that you liked and you wanted to go into the world of 5-string, then buy the 5-string version of that bass. Loads of people followed that advice who liked Music Man Stingrays. They then bought a 5-string Stingray and realized it's a totally different bass, different sounds, feels different, string spacing is different. Not always the best advice. Basically, what I'm assuming you clearly already play. So are you moving from a 4 to a 5? And what's the stimulus for doing this? Are you in a band that needs you to have that lower range, or is it just something that you think you need to do? You're half expecting it to be a thumb rest most of the time. There is that. But tell me what the impetus for going to 5-string is. What's the reason you want to go down that road? What I'm trying to avoid is you spending a load of money when you don't need to. If it's literally to just get a low D, there are pedals we can use to bypass all that. Curry Bennett, okay? I just want to say, God bless you, brother. Have a great day. Rock on, my man. Rock on. Have a good weekend. Is there a 5-string player that you're trying to emulate here? So you've got a 4, keep seeing music. I'm into using a 5th string. Okay. You can by all means buy a new bass. You can obviously tune down your E string. You can also look at things like the Digitech Drop. You can look at using octave pedals as well. Maybe if you only want to go down to a low D, maybe look at, I mean, it's not cheap. Maybe look at a Kubicki Factor. There's mine in the rack. It's over there. I can't get at it. Sorry. Oh, no, I can get to the fretless. Hold on. Hold the bus. Hold the bus. Sound of that. Right, so this is a Kubicki Factor. Pink one. Don't worry about the colour. Right, so this is a medium scale bass, but it has this very wonderful low D extender. So basically, it's in standard tuning, low E string. Oh. Okay. You then have this thing. People always go, oh, it's a hip shot. It's not a hip shot. Hip shots are different. Hip shots detune your string. This thing doesn't detune. What it does, so this is an E, an open E. There's a fret there. I'm trying to show you. There's a fret there. When you open that string clasp and then pull the string down, release the clasp, you now have an E string that is a low D. If you fret the string, that's an E flat, D sharp. And when you fret there, so you have there's a fret there, that's an E. F, E, E flat, open string is now a D. But buying one of these is not going to be a cheap alternative, but you might find it's the base of your life. They're great. They're fabulous. But it's not the most economical way to go about doing it, but it's an option. Now, obviously, you can buy a 5-string. It would be like, I can't remember where you're based. You could buy a 5-string bass for 300 quid if you want. You can buy a Yamaha one for 300 quid. But it's, what's your budget? What are you looking at? Have you got some models in mind that you're thinking about? Ken, a question about Ashdown again. That's all right. Don't say sorry. It's what we're here for. You were offline a bit. That's fine. Would you describe the Ashdown sound too vintage for my liking? I didn't think it had enough. Wasn't that I was looking for a hi-fi tone at the time. It was more clarity and options. I never feel with Ashdown I can get the level of top level glassy response that I want, because they're designed, and Mark won't mind me saying this, they're designed more for the rock brigade, maybe. What do I like more about EBS and Aguilar? The EBS, well, all these amps have and amplifications have totally different voicings. Okay, so an Ashdown is never going to sound like an EBS, and EBS probably won't sound like an Ashdown, although you could do a fairly good copy of it. Aguilar is a different thing again. So the EBS stuff is, again, you look at that and you look at their artist roster, it's generally Scandinavian and European rock and metal artists. Well, I wasn't. I don't think Lee Pomeroy of Take That, ELO, and Yes is that sort of player, although he can do all that. But the EBS stuff had a very different voicing, and certainly when paired with Bernie Goodfellow's basses, it wasn't till EBS amplification came along and Bernie found that he'd found the amp to partner with his instruments. Aguilar stuff is different. I think the DB751 is the best amplifier out there. I've not heard anything better to my ears. I've got a DB751. I've also got the AG700. I've got 2 SL212 cabs. I'm very happy with that. I've still got all my EBS stuff as well. But all this stuff is big money, so you have to look at it. Are you going to get value for money out of it? So you may find the Ashdown stuff is a more economical alternative for you. Ish Naval, I will definitely try to be present for a Tuesday, not Thursday, Tuesday, 8 o'clock. You can find all the live streams. I've booked them up till end of September. They're already here. If you go to the live chat playlist, you should see all the upcoming live streams. It's always a Tuesday and it's 8 p.m. UK time. I look forward to seeing you. Toasty Sandwich, not so much just for a low D. Hip shots seem a nice option for that. Yeah. I mean, I've got a hip shot on the Yamaha Attitude I've got here, but I don't have them on any other bases, he says, and he's got one on the GB Rumor white one, but only because it was already pre-fitted. It's up to you. What's your budget? What sort of bases do you think you want? Been kind of keeping an eye out for the right one. Spotted a bass for sale made by a local luthier that looks very nice. That's all cool. That's all cool. Ken, thanks. You don't have to say sorry when you're asking a nice, easy. I say easy. When you're asking a bass question, you don't need to say sorry. It's all good. It's all good. It's all content here for the channel. It is 9:15. Blimey, where's the time go? It's flying by. Thank you for attending this live chat. It was all a bit spontaneous and impromptu, but most of them are these days. And thank you to all new subscribers. Well, Okay, I think we've had about 5 new subscribers since I started this live chat. Thank you. Much appreciated. But the thumbs up is the big winner. If you can give this video a thumbs up, any of the videos here on the channel a thumbs up. It's the most important thing you can do. Truly, it makes a video stand out to the YouTube algorithm, and then it pushes that video hard. So yeah, thumbs ups, comments, and shares, most appreciated. Thank you in advance, of course. No, you don't have to apologize for giving me a chance and an opportunity to talk about bass. Of course, I'm more than happy to do it. That's what I've done for the most of my adult life. Budget is a bit flexible. Mostly just want to get my money's worth in a new instrument. So what have you got your eye on? What brands, what instruments are you thinking about? Is it going to be your main bass, or will the 4-string still be your main bass and this is just as and when it's required? Because people that buy a 5 and it becomes their main bass, they'll spend more on it. If you're only going to use it now and again when required, there's no point dropping a huge amount of money if your 4-string is the main preferred instrument. And also you'll get more value for money if you buy secondhand rather than new. But if new's your preference, then fair enough, but you're going to pay a premium for it. It's going to be your main bass. Okay. So what brands are you thinking of? And are there any pre-requirements? Are you looking for a certain pickup layout? Are you looking for a certain circuit? You know, do you want a 2-band EQ, 3-band EQ? Are you going passive, active, through neck, bolt on? What timbers are you thinking about? What pickup manufacturer? All these things. And this isn't even going down a custom route. This is just like off the shelf. So what are you thinking? Okay, what is your point of reference? What would be albums and tracks that you would say that's the sort of 5-string sound I want? Those are the sort of tones that I'm trying to work towards. It's not that simple. It's not, because it's weird. 5 strings have their own voice. Low B performance is everything. And many a good 5-string has been ruined by the low B being a bit woolly and a bit flappy and not really being much use. Your main requirement is a side-by-side headstock, never like the Fender style. Okay, so you're looking at 3/2 or 2/3. Okay. Have you considered Dingwalls, which have great low Bs? GB Rumors have great low Bs. If you go for a 35-inch scale neck, the low B will be tauter, and kind of gives it more definition, clarity. What other people say? So no Nirvana. We're not talking Nirvana. What are you on about? We're having a conversation because the guy wants to buy a 5-string bass. What's the problem? You've just jumped into my live chat and said, so no Nirvana. What is this? On another channel, they specifically said no Nirvana. Very good. No, I have no problem with Nirvana, but I'm trying to help someone who's trying to buy a 5-string bass. Vutran, hey, good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope all is going good. Thank you, sir. Good manners never cost anyone anything, so thank you very much. Yeah. Give me some more information, Toasted Sandwich. We'll see if we can nail this down a bit for you. Some of your other requirements have moved around, so I don't think any of them are too critical. Is there a particular 5-string bass sound you've heard, or particular player you've heard, and you've thought, that's what I'd like? Are we talking Stingray sound? Are we talking Yamaha sound? As I said, Dingwalls, very different, but there is a choice of different circuitry and pickups depending on which model you go for with Dingwall. Lakeland, you say you don't want Fender, you won't want a Lakeland then. That's a 4/1. Oh no, can't see it in the rat. I'm going bass blind. Lakeland a 3/2. Stingray you probably won't want because that'll be a 4/1. GB's Status, maybe. You won't get a cheap Olympic 5-string, that's for sure. Ibanez, that'll be a 3/2. Spectre, get a Spectre 5-string, and they do 35-inch scales as well on their 5s. There's so many options. You need to give me an idea of a 5-string tone you like. And if you don't want the Fender headstock tuner arrangement, I guess we're not looking at passive basses, are we? We're looking at actives. I mean, I can put some of the, round 2, isn't it? Round 2. I can give you some links here to some of the 5-strings I've got if you want to check out some of the tones. Just bear with me a moment. I will do that for you. There we go. Right, let me get in the bass reviews and I'll pick a load out. Reviews and demos. Right, let's go that way. Right, so we're really just looking at the 5s, aren't we? So don't like that headstock arrangement. So right, this one this one might be a little bit out of your price range. I think this is like nearly £5,000, but if it suddenly appeals to you that you like this tone, the MTDs do have some cheaper ranges, and they actually do a really good 5-string with 2 humbuckers. I think it's 3/2 headstock arrangement. It's amazing. I reviewed one, about 1,200 quid. So these are demo and review videos. A Sandberg's in there, or is that too Fender-like for you? Stick these in there. You can just click on them as you wish. And I haven't put any mayonnaise in there because, although some of them are 2/2. In fact, I know the one that I'm assuming you don't want Yamahas. They might be too Fender-like. Although that might tickle your fancy, if you pardon the phrase. You were in here the other day asking about Warwick, so they're more a Spectre, I think, is where I'm looking. I'd go for a Spectre, because you can get one secondhand at a reasonable price, and the quality is pretty good across the board. Bear with me a second, I'm just rattling through these. There's a mayonnaise that's a 2/2 Prestige. Oh, it's a 4, sorry. They do a 5-string version of that. It sounds amazing. That's a short scale. There's no use. Right, here's a 5-string Stingray now. I know you don't want it because you don't like the headstock arrangement, but again, you'll probably be able to find a second-hand one of these pretty easily. And not that expensive. I see the occasional 5-string Stingray for 1,000 or just under, so they're out there. Right, here's my Dingwall. They're all 4s. Lakeland. Oh no, it's a 5. The Dingwall D-Rocks are passive, just so you know. Again, I think the one made by the Luthier nearby was a lovely option, only 1,800 Australian. Okay. KFC base, good to see you. Can you leave the links up? Once the live chat is over, the links may be gone. Normally you can ask, when you're watching a video back, there'll be a little option on the right that says replay live chat, and the chat window will reopen, and you can then copy and paste those links. Right, where was I? That was the D-Rock. You won't be able to get the Hellboy because that was a limited edition. Okay. Mike Lala aren't going to be your cup of tea. There are courts. Are you interested in court bases? They're considerably cheaper. Good sounding. Or is that, you've said 1,800 Australian dollars. I don't know what that equates to in pounds. If you want the courts, I'll put it up there anyway, shall I? You'll soon know. Rich 3. You didn't donate $100. There's nothing there. You've made me get out of bed to click these links. Yes, get out of your bed. Don't sit around in your pit. Let's have a look here. Here's one that might interest you. Is that the 5? Yes, it is the 5. The Spectre Pulse, NS Pulse. Really good bait, good sound, good tones. Not that expensive. Vutran, the new Dingwall SP1 comes as a 5-string. Yeah, he doesn't want that kind of headstock fender arrangement, machine head arrangement. Okay. This one. The Anaconda Constrictor. Not cheap, but lovely. Hoyt. I know a guy with a couple of old Cork guitars with onboard effects. They're good basses. Solidly made. Not cost a fortune. And again, if you're going to put other stuff in it, easy at that price. That might be it, actually. Yeah, that's it for the moment, my man. Rehan Afridi. Hey, sir, where are you from? London, UK. Is that all right? Have a good Friday. Have a good weekend. You need to talk to me, do you? Talk away. You have my undivided attention. Now, you didn't get your pants caught in the mangle, did you? Or did you? I don't know. If you've come in for the cookery, that's Wednesdays, 3 o'clock, when we do the cooking stuff. How can I get the UK visa? You're asking me. By not dealing with that nonsense. Right. It's just gone 9:30 here in London, here in the UK. Thank you very much. This is an impromptu live chat, so it's not part of the regular series. But thank you very much for joining in, watching, joining me on your Friday evening. Very much appreciated. Please give the video a thumbs up. Very important. Most important thing you can do for any of the videos here on the channel. Thumbs up is the gold standard. So thank you. I can do a little poll, can't I? So the things I do automatically when we do a Tuesday one, I've completely forgot, haven't I? Right. 222. There we go. That's all good. That's all good. Oh, no, we're up to date on the messages. That's all good. So if you've got any questions about bass guitars, bass amps, bass effects, bass accessories, maybe looking to build your first pedal board, doing your first audition as a bass player, maybe looking to buy some new gear, maybe got some cash burning a hole in your pocket and you'd like to buy a new bass or a new pedal or a new amp. If I can help you, it's what I'm here to do. Give you the benefit of my old-timers knowledge and experience. So if I can help, fire away. We'll do about another hour if you want to. If you're doing a gig tomorrow, let us know where you're playing. I will be treading the boards at Cheltenham Sevens Festival down the West Country with Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno. I've washed my costume. My black lycra is ready to go. Toasted sandwich. Yeah, Yamahas seem all right. Courts just seem to lack personality. Okay, but that's entirely me being fussy. You could always put a different circuit or pickups into it. And at the price they are, you could buy the best circuits and pickups out there, and it still hasn't cost you a fortune. But again, it's getting out, like you say, got to go out and play these things, try them. 5-string neck is a lot more personal. It's a personal thing compared to a 4-string. A 5-string neck will either sell you on that instrument or it won't. It'll turn you away. So yeah, I get it. Hoyt, your first bass was a 3/4 size Dixon. It still plays like a dream. Set up perfectly. Well done, sir. You still got it. Woo. I'm missing my first 2 basses. I won't ever get them back. It's fine. I'm not looking for them or chasing after them or anything. And to be fair, I've got more than enough going on, haven't I? Really. It's not like I play them. And I haven't got kids to pass them down to, so it doesn't really matter. what's that? Yeah, last time I looked into more strings, I got quite put off by a coffee table of a 6-string. 6-strings have their place. If you do a lot of recording, a lot of sessions, you want to go down that route, go for it. In my personal experience, depending on what you do and who you play with and how you earn your living, if you're doing this as a career, I've never needed a 6-string. And I've done okay. But if you want to go down that road, you go for it. But it's like wearing a wardrobe generally. And again, if a 5-string neck is a personal thing, a 6-string neck is even more so. It really is. And depends what your hand size is like and your finger stretch and all of that. If you want to go down that road, you go for it. But it's a very what's the word? It's a more convoluted search than you would have for a 5-string neck. Although, having said that, I played some 5-strings that felt like they were 6-string necks. They were so broad and fat. But although sometimes what you find with a very broad 5 or 6-string neck is that they make the profile quite thin, so it's not such an immense stretch on the fingers. They also are far more light. What, the 5s? Yes, agreed. Although you can have chambered 6-string and 5-strings. You know, Roger Sadowski loves doing chambered instruments. Yeah, I reviewed a couple of 6-string basses, but I never felt the need to have one in the collection. It was not a requirement for anything that I've done at all. But, you know, progressive players, I can see the point of a 6. But again, it just depends what you do, sort of band you play, where you play, material you play. And a 5 is fine, I think. You're a bass player, not a guitarist. I think they might be the most useful for people who do a lot of tapping and chords. Yeah. So it just look at what you do and you can assess it all from there. But if you want a really good B string response, throaty, articulate definition, if you can get a 5-string, and again, I think the Spectres are, all the 5s are 35-inch. In fact, let me check that rather than me just saying it and it's not true. Spectre basses, I'm sure the 5s are all 35. Right, let's have a look here. Let's have a look at the Euro LXs. I think they are. 35-inch scale. There we go. That might well suit you. You get a lot of character and definition in that tone. Spectres have that anyway, from the timbers they use and the circuitry and pickups. Spectres are pretty rare to see over that side of the pond. Really? Okay, I get it. Just like Warwick, I saw one over in Auckland before I found one here. Okay. I guess it's, well, if you're going to buy second hand, you just got to keep an eye on the ads and eBay and what have you. But if you're going to buy new, you really want to play it before you buy it. So, yeah, I guess you're kind of stuck based on your location, really. So I've got a Stingray 5-string with a graphite neck. I've got Lakeland 5502 Skyline. I've got the Dingwall NG2, and I've got a GB Rumor 5-string through neck, 35-inch scale. Hoyt, a local bassist, has a signature Spectre. There's a lot of them about. His name is Tony Hall. Not heard of him, but clearly a local bass player and got a custom order. If I was you, I would go for the Spectre over the Warwick, but it's your call. He played with Jewel, okay, and a few others. Good for him. So he's clearly got some profile. Very good. Right, that's all fine. That's all good. Yeah, I've got two Spectres here. I've got a Euro. Teeth are falling. Don't buy your teeth from catalogs, kids. I've got a Spectre Euro LX, which is there. And I've got a 1990 Kramer Spectre over there. Very different basses, different tone, different playability, neck shape and profile, totally different. Dawson, hello, I'm hungry. Anyone got any coffee grinds I can chew on? No, you've got them all. I'm joking. Hope you're well. Hoyt, his basses are 5, but he does a lot of slapping, so it's set up for both slapping and fingerstyles. Great. Very good. Spectres have great tones. You know, okay, EMG generally. Some might have Bartolini, some might have Aguilars, some might have other things, but they're great. JC Lorenzo, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. We're talking bass guitars, bass amplifiers, bass effects, all that sort of thing. If that interests you, fire some questions away. If I can be of service, let me know. So the Status Graphite Empathy will be coming out with me tomorrow for the disco hits, and also Betsy will be coming out. You're a bassist too. Very good. Well, you're very welcome. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope your weekend's going good. If you've got any questions, fire away. You are in a community of bass players, so you're very welcome. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, gang. Most important thing you can do. Subscribing is great, but it's not the most important thing. Thumbs ups are the most important thing. Tommaso Pina, right. Thank you very much for sending a message. You've got to Google translate it into English. I don't know what that means, and I haven't got the time to copy and paste it, put it in a Google Translate and bring it back. So you do it and then post that when you post your message, okay? Dawson, the bass player from Trombone Shorty, was over the top fantastic. Very good. Tommaso, you're Georgian. Very good. Welcome. Talking bass guitars here. Bass guitars, bass amps, bass effects, great bass players. Albums with great bass playing on. If you're looking for some help or advice regarding bass guitars, let me know. Stuart, you mentioned in a live stream the best example of jazz bass tone was from a Thunder Live concert. It's the Thunder Live album, which was recorded in Wolverhampton and London at Shepherd's Bush Empire in 1997. Album was released in about March 98. It's a double album. Which live out right? Okay, I can't share my screen because we're not on StreamYard. Let me just get a link in Google, and then I'll put that up. Here we go. And you want the double album, not the single version. Link is here. And it's fabulous. Turn it up and play it loud. And it's a made in Mexico jazz bass. He did change the pickup and circuit, but he didn't tell me whether he did that before the album or after the album had come out. I don't know. But it is quite wonderful. I'm sure it's on Spotify. In fact, let me do the work for you. Hey, I'll find a link on YouTube. Of course, we don't need Spotify. Of course not. Right, let's have a look. And if anyone uploaded it. Okay, this is the cover. There you go. So this is the album cover. Evening, young James. I see you there. Yeah, so that's that cover. That's the album cover you're looking for. But again, get the double or listen to the double version, not the single version. How you doing? Good to see you. Yes, sir. Friday nights seem to be a rarity these days. I have more Fridays off than gigging, but there we are. That's all right. As I said, work smarter, not harder. I'd rather do fewer gigs for more money than more gigs for less. So, have you sorted that schedule out yet? Has it made more sense? Jamie's coming over here in a couple of weeks for Nick Smith's do. I'm trying to sort his schedule out. Efficiency at work schedule is happening. Very good. Good work, my lord. Yes, they did. I like your description. Yes, I said earlier in this live chat, it's a fair attempt, but they didn't pull out the bells and whistles. They didn't do their research. It felt a bit half-hearted, if I'm honest. Like they've clearly just got a template for producing those sorts of videos, and they just sort of chuck the bits in and tick the boxes, and oh right, okay, we've done that. It didn't feel, unless they're going to do a second video, and they might well do. But I said, I can't remember who I was talking to, and I said, for all the mistakes they put in, they're going to cop it from the Mark King followers. And lo and behold, that's exactly what's happening. Tis a fair cop, but society's to blame. Stacy, no, he's not chewing coffee grounds. They are digestive cookies. All right. In front of Constable Parrot. Exactly. They got the views, though. They got the views. That's the thing. They got the views. They don't care whether they got stuff correct or not. They got the views. Toasty sandwich. They're a bit like the McDonald's of base. I'm saying nothing. I'm not getting drawn into this. I have no axe to grind with them. So, yeah, it's none of my business. It's probably the first video on their channel I've watched in, I don't know, 18 months. I just generally don't watch other people's base channels because I've got far too much grief on my own hands trying to keep my channel going. So, yeah, but I had to check that one out because I knew it would be big. But I was surprised at the lack of research. I was surprised with the lack of accuracy. I thought they would have gone to town a bit on it and made sure everything was factually correct before they uploaded, but clearly not. When you're on a long road trip, there's something reliable about McDonald. Yeah, this is the thing. Well, look, that's the way they built that channel. None of us can compete. None of us are ever going to get as big as that channel is. It's almost unfeasibly impossible. So I don't think about it. I'm not going to try and produce content like they do. I can't do it. I can't afford it. I don't have the money to do it. It's just me or my Todd. And he has a team of people, including editors for MGM Studios. So how can I even begin to even get close? I can't. So value meal fries to order. Yeah. I mean, I just can't get over them trying to do his style of slapping with a flea technique. It's that. It's not that. It's not down slapping. It's perpendicular. But what's to say they won't address the errors and do a second video? Maybe they will. We'll have to wait and see. They will cop it though. I've seen it already on the socials, you know, people going a little bit mad about it. Yeah, I have a video in the works which is going through all of Mark's bases. And I was halfway through it and Marcus Bell put the Base Direct video up, which kind of took the wind out of my sails. So I'm still working on it. And after he put his one out, I thought there's no point you even putting this out remotely close because the Base Direct fan population, if you like, will guarantee that video does a lot better than mine. So we'll see. So I'm still working on that. It'll come though. It's a lot more thorough than Marcus's video, put it that way. But I won't be doing play-alongs, that's for sure. Toasty Sandwich, their video is probably no way made for the Mark King fans. No, who'll have issues, but their vids are probably for people who'll never hear about him. Probably. Hairdressers. What, you're going to the hairdressers? We're on about hairdressers. That needs context. I think Eric Idle say. Right. Yes. And actually on that list, I can tell you, And I know Mark's got a new JD in the works, so that's going to bump this up. Now, where's my document? Just make sure I open the right file. It'd be good. That'd be it. Zoom in wouldn't be really handy there. Well, if he does get another new JD, that'll be, to my reckoning, base 58. There ain't 58 bases in Marcus's video, that's for sure. And the list is fairly extensive. I mean, mine is going to be over an hour. Easy. There's a lot of bases to talk about there. It will come. It will come. Yes. Ponzi hairdressers. Okay. Like I say, I have no axe to grind with them, so let them do their thing and I'll do mine. They're putting content out literally every day, every 2 days, so they've got a lot going on. Let's see if I can find that Thunder Live album in Spotify. Right, there's the band. Right, albums. Oh, cripes. No, I want all the albums, Dopey. Cool, we've got to scroll back through a lot of albums. They've had a lot out. Ah, here we go. Oh. It's showing. Right, I see it's not in order there. Those are reissues, of course. Right, on 1, 2, 3. So is it there? No, right, okay. So it's got to be after that then. Sorry about this, guys and girls. Accuracy is important. Ah, Spotify don't list it, so it's not up there. Interesting. Oh, well. Jamie, no axe here either, just a chuckle. Very good. Anne is our favourite hairdresser. Ah, yes. Sorry. Silky Sips says is our favourite hair. Of course. Very good. Very good. It is just coming up 10 o'clock here in London town. We'll go for another half an hour or so. You got any questions about bass guitars, bass amps, bass effects, bass accessories, great bass players, albums with great bass playing on? If you're looking for some advice or some guidance, maybe looking for a new bass or some gear, new strings, or you just want to come and chew the fat, talk about basses, then feel free. That's what we're here for. Please give the live chat a thumbs up. Very important. Makes a big difference to things. Helps me, helps the channel, helps the live chat. All good. And that goes for every video here on the channel. Thumbs up is the most important thing you can do. Did you see the white JD with 2 built-in preamps? Yes, I did. Thoughts? It's a bit overkill, but people do these things. Bet it's crashing. Would love to try it. Well, if it's over here, when you come over, then depending on location would depend on whether, well, that would dictate whether you can try. Of course, I think you've got enough purchases when you come over here to be worrying about. I don't think you need another one. And what's to say what will be in the shops when you get here? Could be a few more yet. Who knows? We certainly don't. Ah, it's in Holland. Okay. That won't be happening then. Not unless you're going over on the Saturday. Correct. Not this trip. You got enough to try and cram in 4 days. Curry daily. Good Lord. I'm not responsible if you don't make it back. If you self-combust, that's your problem. So like I said earlier, I had a very nice ABBA gig last night, Epsom Racecourse. We played there last year, and clearly they loved it, so they booked us again. It was weird though, because everyone's there for the food and the drink and the horse racing and blah, 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 blah. They do all that, and you come out to play, and about 10 minutes before you due on, there's no more than about 6 people in front of the stage. I remember being a bit disappointed when we came out. I was like, I'm sure last year when we came out, it was packed, and we were walking around the outer boundary of the audience. There's 6 people here. I thought, oh, okay, it's one of those, is it? And we waited like 5-10 minutes before we went on. The intro tape started, and I was like, oh, it's starting to fill up. And literally everyone came from the other side of the building, through the building, and onto the part where we were playing. And there was easily about 1,500, maybe edging towards 2,000. It was great. We had a great show. And it didn't rain, which was a bonus. So it was all good. We had a real blast. Great crowd, singing along, going a little mental, but it's all good. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be back there next year. One of our singers, the blonde one, she won some money on the races as well, so she was very happy, of course. But it's all good. Good gigs are memorable, exactly. It's part of the ride, part of the journey. It's just the journey home that was a bit average. Getting stuck on the M25 for an extra hour that I hadn't bargained for, when I was trying to get back as quick as possible to get the dogs from the dog sitter. But there we are. Got home safely. That was the important thing. It's all good. A magnetic Allen key here. It's attracting all the other Allen keys. Mental. So what are you up to this weekend, Mr. Pink Bassman? What's going on over your side of the pond? Starting the 5-song EP recording. Very good. How long do you think that's going to take you? Is that a day or two? A couple of hours? I don't know how quick you work. I don't know what the tracks entail. Kind of proggy. Okay, wrote 2 new tracks for my sideband. Very good. Depends on when I get the tracks. Oh, it's one of those, is it? Okay. So there's no prep there. First one hits Sunday. Okay. Grab and go. I know that feeling. Write a chart as I first listen. Yep. You and me both. We've done these. Many times. Many times. It's just what you do, isn't it? You've got it there as a security blanket if you need it. A point of reference. No cake today. No. I've had cake. I had cake earlier. That was 11's. Frosted lemon cake. Very nice it was too. For a fresh tune, always write a chart. Yeah, agreed. Let's quickly check in the stream. No, it's all good. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Parts will sing themselves once you get the feel. Yeah. I had to say, I liked your bass tone on that shorts video. That bass, I wouldn't have guessed that was a JD. Didn't sound JD like to me. Very different sound, very different tones. Something different about the pickups. They single coils instead of splits. GA24, that'll be it. Calibass switching system, right, got it. Toasty sandwich, yeah. So when I first saw this bass, I thought she'd sleep on it and woke up still thinking about it. Go and try it. Go and try it. That one by the local guy, got it. Go and try it. Because if it's not for you, you'll know once you've tried it and you can discount it from your consideration then. I bet you end up with the Spectre. But as you've said, if one doesn't come through, you can't buy it. But Jamie, it sounded a lot like a jazz bass. It did. It sounded very different. I was like, that can't be the same bass he's playing, but clearly it is. Always try before you buy when you can. Couldn't agree more. I'm trying not to buy unseen anymore. Just no point. For me, there's no point. I don't want to have to deal with returning bases and return shipping and all that nonsense as much as possible. Local shops getting a pink GA24 in. I've been asked to do the bass demo. There you go. No, can't imagine why. No. Toasty sandwich. You said before you don't have a reference for Ord. It comes. Oh right, okay. Comes out at 873. Okay, that's reasonable. I'd pay £1,000 for a good 5-string. Yeah. I think you need to go and try it. I think try it, see if it does what you want it to do, and if it doesn't, like I say, you can then discount it from your list and you can look at the other options. But if you don't, you're always going to be thinking, I wonder if that bass one. You're only going to know if you try it. So there's your job for the weekend. Go and try that bass, see what you think. I shall await your report on Tuesday. That would be my my advice. Can't actually, there aren't too many bases I've bought that I didn't try first. He says, then looking at the various things he bought off eBay. Yeah, there's a couple. The problem with eBay is you can go and see it once you've bought it, but then if you decide that you aren't going to buy it, you've then got to go through the rigmarole with the seller, and it's like, oh, it can be a right pain in the backside, but it's what it is. Yeah, sitting here at 7 in the morning waiting for the store phones to open up. I hear. Is this weekend the time for the bridge screws? Maybe Sunday. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I've got tons of jobs to do. Tons. I hadn't told you, and you weren't on the live chat earlier. I got my day wasted by someone today. Someone we both know. And I'll fill you in on an external chat after the event. But anyway, basically, someone was meant to be delivering something to me today and decided to not respond to any messages on their phone or phone calls, having told me 3 times today was the day he was going to deliver it. And I've basically not been able to film any content or do any of the workshop stuff, which is what I was planning on doing today, because I thought he would come here in the morning. Once he'd gone, I could then get on with filming, and he didn't contact me till about 5:45 in the evening. So I basically wasted a whole day today waiting. Furious. I'm not furious. His excuse was valid, but all he had to do was send a message to say, can't do it another day. That's all I needed, really. Do I do song requests? No, you're in the wrong place for that. Sorry. Don't do song requests, because not doing copyright strikes and copyright claims and all of that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch this. Let me just get that. Bear with me a moment. This will put everything into perspective for you. There we go. That's what I want. Shareable link would be good. Yeah, lovely. Thank you all. Watch this if you don't know what I'm talking about. From the Reverend Justin Hawkins. He will explain it all to you. Which is why I don't do play-alongs, I don't do requests, I don't do copyrighted material as much as possible. I wish I could, it would make my channel blow up, but I'm not going down that road. And I can't possibly afford lawyers' fees to fight it, so there's no point doing it. It's a shame, because it made my videos a whole lot better if I did, but we all face the, if we're content creators, we all face the copyright barriers, so it is what it is. That last short video is my song, so knee strikes. No, there you go. There you go. But the problem that they're talking about regarding this situation with Professor of Rock is, I get it, I understand it, but you knew what the restrictions were before you set your channel up and even produced the first video. You knew the copyright restrictions. So as much as I'm sympathetic to what they're saying, there's nothing they didn't already know. And actually, I'm not, I'm not entirely supportive of Rick Beato's stance on it, because again, he's a very clever chap and his channel's amazing, but he spends all that money on lawyers when you knew what the deal was. It's YouTube's platform, it's YouTube's playground. If you don't like the rules, don't use it to broadcast your content, what your business is based around. Makes no sense to me. You know what the rules are, so if you don't like the rules, they ain't going to change them for you. So yeah, they're upset because it affects their revenue. Of course. The record companies could sort it all in a moment, and if they came up with a decent plan and strategy and YouTube agreed it and we had some definitive rules in place, and that's what it is, then you'd know, instead of all this fair use crap. There is no fair use. And then there was another lawyer saying there is fair use, and it's like, well, there isn't, is there? Because we're in this murky hole of what are the rules. And Justin Hawkins saying you can literally only now use 3 seconds of audio before you get the copyright guillotine. It's like, well, that's what it is then, isn't it? But you know, I looked into all of this before I started my channel, and I made a very definitive decision that I would not go anywhere near copyrighted material, because it's an invite to have your channel deleted, you know. You put a cover song out and I bought a license to produce it on video. There you go. It was 12 pence. Really? For licensing? It's not that cheap over here. And it's really a pain in the ass to get it. I know, I've tried several times and asked a few people who I thought would know instantly how to go about it, and they didn't have a clue. Toasty Sandwich, if no one pushes back on the rules, though, you end up with behavior like Nintendo's. That's fair enough, but we don't have any proper physical rules for digital use of copyrighted material. That's the problem. But what you're saying, yes, I agree with you, but these people are pushing the envelopes, are pushing the boundaries, and then when they get their wrist slapped, they moan about it. And it's like, well, this YouTube's platform, if you don't like it, take your content, your channels elsewhere. Why did you set up a business that's going to rely on those elements, knowing that you couldn't do it? Seems a bit nonsensical to me. What do I know? I'm a very small player, and they're mega players. But there we go. Did it through the record label. Okay, I can help you with that. We'll discuss that when you're over. Yeah, there's no rules yet. It takes the bigger players pushing to have the written thing. Yeah. Oh, just had a message from John Beadle about the tracks on his recording. Hold on. Can you check the keys of Bad Love and Easy Lover? I'm back. He sent some tracks for me to record, and he thinks he sent them in the wrong key. So I'll have to deal with that. Not doing it today, and I'm not doing it tomorrow. I've got work to do tomorrow. The Pink Bassman labels are usually at the helm of that endeavor. Quite Zoomers music. Here we go. Great topic, but first I want that beer. I'm still on the clock. Everyone, go and check Zoomers Music's YouTube channel. Fabulous. If you like Duran Duran, as we found out, didn't know that we had the same interests. Fabulous. Great bass player. Been enjoying your content all day. Very good. Good work, sir. Toasted Sandwich. Well, the current system benefits the labels, of course. So they have no incentive to improve things. No, but I'm wondering if pressure from YouTube, if YouTube suddenly realized they might lose loads of creators, if there's someone came up with another platform for people to earn money from, and people like Rick Beato and all the other people that have mega followings who do this sort of stuff, if they move to another platform, they would listen, because they're going to lose their income. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I don't pertain to know what the solution is. There's too many vested interests here. But copyright is copyright is copyright. You know, like I say again, people went into creating their channels knowing those rules already existed. If you don't like the rules of the game, don't play it. YouTube's rules. If you don't like YouTube's rules, it's like complaining that they get 45% and you get 55%. If you don't like the fact they get 45%, then go to another platform. Simple. Copyright is a legal item, correct? Maybe they are, or someone is creating another platform. I don't know. I mean, was it someone came on the live chat on Tuesday and said YouTube was making a loss for Google and they're going to potentially close it down. Well, they're all rubbish. I went in and looked at the figures. It's somewhere close to 40 billion they make for Google. 40 billion ish. And that was like 2 years ago. I don't know what it will be this year, but it's nonsense. People just scaremongering, being idiots. There we are. Please give the this live chat a thumbs up. It's very important. Far more so than hicking. It's not even a word. Hitting the subscribe button. The thumbs up is vitally important. So please give this live stream a thumbs up if you'd be so kind. I can't stress it enough. Okay, what am I looking at there? Oh, okay, right. Too many windows open here on my screen. I've been thumbed. Thank you very much. Tesha Sandwich, yeah, the operating costs are probably less than they make, but Google is pouring enormous amounts of money into YouTube. Seems to be working. Seems to be working. Rock Fair, hello. Pink Bassman Music. YouTube has made more dosh than regular TV. Quite. Rock Fan, good evening. Colorado, good to see you. How did your last concert go? It was fab. We had a blinding gig last night. Very enjoyable. A lot of fun. And playing ABBA stuff is always a lot of fun. So it's good. Quality bass lines. So it was all good. Just waiting to be paid now. The invoice is in. And yeah, it was all good. It was all good. No rain, which was fabulous. Dancing Queen. Yeah, your pink strap was made for that, I'm sure. Zuma, it sucks that they claim your revenue, but in my opinion, the real travesty is when they completely block your content. Who gains anything in that scenario? Exactly. It needs definitive guidelines and rules and boundaries, and then we all know. We know the park that we're playing in. At the moment, there's too many vagaries. It's not clear. You'll bring the pink strap for you for the advocate. No, you're all right. You can keep that. You can keep that. I've got my nice, sweet smelling comfort straps. They serve me very well, I have to say. Put it on the JD. Come on. It's not going to happen. I've got more straps than I know what to do with. Don't worry about that. I'm not short of a strap. That's most certainly the case. So what's the next video, Zuma? What's coming up next on your channel? What's the song? What's the next song? You should do Proposition off Notorious. It'll work with the feather cap. I don't do feather caps. Oh, the Uncle Funk. No. I was thinking feather cap. I haven't got feather cap. You mean the headdress? No. You've already done that one, have you? Oh, I haven't got that far through the channel then. Sorry, there's a lot of videos there. I'm sort of wading my way through it all. That's one of my favorites. You done Lady Ice? Off So Red the Rose? I can't remember. Love Lady Ice. Lady Ice is like Nick and Simon's attempt to be Japan. In fact, most of that album is their attempt to be Japan. Tonight you'll upload the lesson analysis for My Antarctica. Very good. You haven't done Lady Ice for lack of a fretless. Well, there you go. You can get cracking now. Well, no, he's got the bass he needs, Jamie. It's Padula because it's Mark Egan. It's Mark Egan on the album, and he was Padula's all the way. Mick Karn would be Japan, of course, but on that album, the Arcadia album, it's all Mark Egan. Very tastefully so. If you haven't heard that album, I'm sure you have, Manny, your vintage, but you should check that out. It's a good car listen. Sadly, I'll only have the Pentabuzz for a couple of weeks more. You better get cracking then. Goodness me. It's the perfect bass for that. It's all the sounds right there. Stuart Milne, did you ever interview Jimmy Bain? No. No. I don't know if anyone else at the mag did. I don't remember, but that's not to say it didn't happen. Could have happened before I joined the mag, perhaps. I've still not heard from Mr. Sheehan, Mr. Pink Bass Man. He still hasn't come back to me with a date for his interview. So I'm guessing he probably doesn't, he ain't that bothered. So it's fair enough. BB3000. Oh, there's a bass. Rock fan, have you ever met John Paul Jones? I haven't. I did get asked to write a feature on him, which I turned down. I just said there are far better equipped writers at the magazine who know John Paul Jones's every career move far better than I, and I would have to learn and read up and research from scratch because I'm not a Led Zeppelin fan really, and I thought there were better people, more educated people in his career than me, so I turned it down. But no, I never met him. I did sit behind Jimmy Page at the auction of Jack Bruce's basses and equipment in 2015, that was. I didn't realize it was him till he stood up and turned around. I was like, oh, he sat right in front of me. Okay. Oh, look. Oh. Got a gig in Hunstanton with Uncle Funk, but little do some of the people in that band know that is a horrible drive. Some of them are already halfway on the way there, but for me, that's a pig of a drive. Oh dear, we're in with an agent who's basically sending us out to the wilds, hundreds and hundreds of miles away for one-off gigs, and I've said I don't really want to be doing them. I don't mind if it's one or two. If it's 2 gigs, that's fine, or if there's 2 or 3 or 4, all bumped in on the route. But when you're going to Hunstanton Princess Theatre, I want money to do that. I've done it for 4 years, every year with the ABBA band. This is the first year we're not doing it, and I can't say I'm missing not doing that drive. Having said that, it is a Sunday, so there's a possibility we might have an Uncle Funk show the night before en route, in which case that's not so bad. There's going to be some people moaning about that. I'll wait till tomorrow. I know exactly who's going to moan about that. Toasty sandwiches stuffed with them crooked vultures is great. I've heard. Shows how much of Zepp was him. I thought that. Further than Peterborough, yes, and in a different direction. Peterborough, from me, is kind of just a little bit to the right and straight up. Hunt Stanton is a long way to the right and straight up in North Norfolk. You can't go any further. You're in the North Sea. But it's not the mileage. It's the fact that loads of the roads on the way are only 30 mile an hour. So although the mileage isn't that high, it actually takes like double the amount of time to get there. Oh, and actually I need to educate the guys in the band that we really do want to do our own sound. Zuma, just to add a little quick something to the strap thing, I finally tried a 4-inch Levy strap and it's amazing. Highly recommended. Okay, I'll bear that in mind. I shall bear that in mind. Yeah, just checking the analytics here. Yep, it's all good. It's all working. Grand. Wide straps help more with some bases, but there are some bases. The Warwick Bootsy Collins Space Bass that no strap will ever help. It would need to be about a 10-foot strap to get that thing to balance, and I'm still not convinced. It could be the strap killer. In terms of there not being a strap that it can balance on. Could be. We will see. Yes, indeed. How we're doing. It's just come up 25 to 11. We've actually gone over. I said I'd probably end around about 10:30, so we'll do another 5-10 minutes and then we'll wrap up. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure. You got another Rick coming this way, shifting for a friend. Oh yeah, is that right? Is it black? Is it staying in the rack? It's going to wheedle its. Oh, a rare 80s silver will even better. Silver with black trim. Well, now that'll be for your new disco band, surely. There will be video. Excellent. That's what I like to hear. I've got to get up to date with my videos. The basses that have come in and not had videos done yet. Shocking. Rock fan, worst or best interview that you've ever done? Worst, easy. I don't like saying it, but I'll do it anyway. Jonas Hellborg and Bobby Vega were the two worsts. Best, Larry Graham, maybe. First Billy Sheehan one, because it opened the floodgates to he and I doing regular interviews. The John Taylor one, it's dream come true. Mark King sitting there and talking like two old mates and getting a big cuddle off him. That's all good. There were quite a few good. See, a lot of them, people are generally well behaved, so it's all good. It's, as I said earlier in the interview, earlier in the live chat, It's the ones where people come in shirty with a bit of bravado and want to be a pain in the backside. And once you spell it out and look, I don't have to do this, but if you're going to be like this, I'll just go and we won't do the interview then, because they know they're going to get a load of grief either from their manager or their PR people. I won't get any grief. I'm not the one being rude, but I'm not going to sit there and have people be rude for the sake of effect. And generally, if it wasn't important, then I'd just go, we'll just stop now. You can either carry on or you can be pleasant and we'll get this done and I'll be out of your way. And then there'll be a nice piece in a magazine and we're all done. Take your pick. But generally, most of them were good. As I said about Chris Squire, I said it earlier as well. Once he'd had 2 glasses of white wine, large ones, of course, he sort of warmed up and he was fine from that point on. And he could tell that I was a fan, knew my info, done my research. I knew the material, knew the band, knew the history, and he was quite happy to answer anything I sort of threw at him. So it was good. But Larry Graham was great. Actually, let me go through, quickly look at the list of people I've interviewed, because that makes it a little easier when you're trying to remember all of them. Alfonso Johnson was great. He was very good. Bagiti Kamalu was funny, and not funny in a good way. I felt like he was fishing for gear deals through the interview. And I remember at the end of the interview going, he was very, I'm going to be front cover, aren't I? And I was like, no, I don't think you are. Not for the issue that's going in. Oh, well, I've got to be front cover. I was like, well, that's out of my hands. That's my editor you need to speak to. And basically saw it as a huge advertisement for him to get a load of new gig equipment deals and put cash in his pocket. And yeah, I kind of, I don't know, walked away from that one with a sort of bit of a mixed feeling about it. Billy Sheehan ones were good. Chris Squire, yeah, Cody Wright, Dave Swift was like a marathon. We did 2 interviews about 10 months apart, and the amount of text once I transcribed the interview was huge. But it was all good. Felix Pistorius was good. Glenn Hughes was good. Guy Pratt was good. Eda Nielsen, Jack Bruce. There's a load of people there. John Lodge was lovely. John Myung was funny from Dream Theater. He was very quiet. Try and do a phone interview and you're literally just getting a mumble out of him, trying to decipher what he was actually saying. It was a little tricky. Lee Sklar, obviously. You've seen him now on the channel, you know. What you see is what you get. Absolutely fabulous. Interview with Marcus Miller was good, and he's never forgotten that interview, because whenever I go to a gig now, if his manager knows I'm in the audience, he says, come back. He wants to see you. So that's nice. Melvin Brannan, Dan Reed Network, my mate, huge influence on me. Mike Dermott was fab, did a lot longer than he needed to. Mike Rutherford was good. Nathan East, always good. Neil Fairclough, fab. Nick Beggs, Neil Murray, Paul Turner. Yeah, Peter Hook was good. Phil Spalding was lovely. Loads of manufacturers and stuff there. Tim Staffel, bass player in Smile before Queen. He was great. It's all good, really. Just the 2 that I mentioned weren't on the same page, put it that way. Right, let's go through this. Pink Base Mate will stay in the rack. Okay, getting away from the tiny necks. Okay, Zoom. Can you lend me a wall so I can see how it behaves on a wide strap? Jamie doesn't have a wall, as far as I'm aware. The JD necks are as small as I will go these days. The Attitude is still your favorite. Yeah, it's like a landing strip, that, isn't it? Let me go outside to the base tree and pluck one for you. There we go. Toasty Sandwich. So with my 5-string shopping topic, you mentioned scale length a lot. The one I'm eyeing is a 34-inch. How vital is it for the B string? It's not vital, but you'll hear the difference. So it's entirely up to you. Lots of 5 strings just have 34-inch scale. but I can tell you now, if you play a 35, you'll feel the difference, maybe, depending on how the bass is designed, but you'll hear the difference. You will, I guarantee it. Pink Bassman, it's fine. 35 is just a little bit more. Yeah, you'll get a better, more definition, more bounce, a bit more of a throaty delivery rather than being just like a bit woolly. Boom, boom. It'll actually be a boo. You actually get more of a note in there. Zoom. Have you seen Scott's Mark King video? Yes, we were discussing it earlier. I haven't myself, but it's in the queue. Okay. Enjoy. I'm not going to cloud your view. You can tell me on Tuesday what you think. We spoke about it. Watch it, and then we can comment further. Exactly. Rock fan, thanks for sharing your thoughts on the interviews. That's all right. There's loads of them I've got to put up. Need to edit them, get the videos done. Toasty Sandwich, maybe that was just how his manager sold it to him. Probably got promised the gear deals by someone. Well, no one informed me. Put it that way. It was fine until we got to the end of the interview, and he just clearly had all these predefined ideas on what was going to happen, and it was like, no, none of that's going to happen. I don't know what you. No, it was nothing to do with his manager. I set it up. I actually emailed Aguilar in October 2016. Yeah, about doing an interview with him. And they went, "Oh, he's not using our gear anymore, or he's not an endorsee. He sort of picks and chooses what he wants." But they did have an email address, so I got past that, sent it off, and within about 12 hours he contacted me and said, "Yes, I'll be in London with Paul Simon the start of November or end of October. We can certainly do an interview." So I ran it past the editor. I said, "Do you want an interview with him?" Because it was on my list for the Warwick base camp, and he didn't go. So my editor said, "Yes, go and get it. Go get that interview." So that was it. There was no manager involved or anything else. He clearly had it in his head that he wanted it to be about getting some endorsements. But there we go. You love Nick Beggs. Yes, I saw some of your videos. You do some of the Kajagoogoo stuff. Very good. Rock fan, you must have got a lot of free tickets and backstage passes. Yeah. And I bet you could write a book on the parties you've been to. No. You'd be surprised. A lot of those things, they don't have parties, or if they do, they're not at the venue. Parties tend to happen away from the gigs. Years gone by, maybe. But invariably what happens at venues now is when the band finishes, some venues will let the band stay and drink till like 1, 2, 3 in the morning, but most of them don't. They want you out of there, and the artist and all their people out of there as quick as possible, in my experience. But yeah. Nick Beggs bass streaker, quite, yeah. Skid Marktastic. He's hilarious, he is. Albriano, good to see you. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. Have a good weekend. Ever played Zombase? Yes, several. I own a Zom 519. Had it for 27 years. Still plays and sounds wonderful. Neck never needs adjustment. That's graphite for you. It's the one bass that I will never sell. Very good. Yes, I nearly bought a Zom. I'm trying to think. What's the model? Hang on. Like a Legacy. Is it a Legacy Elite? Let's go in here. Yeah, Legacy. There was a blue one at the Bass Centre once, and I played it, and I thought, I'm gonna have to buy this. Came back about 2 weeks later to buy it, and it had been sent out for Faith No More to do TV with, and they kept hold of it, and I wouldn't say trashed it, but it needed some paintwork sorting on it when it came back, and that kind of put me off, which was a shame because I probably would have bought it. It wasn't that expensive. I think it was about £900, and I was well up for it. I thought, yeah, I want this. Should have bought it, idiot. And I've played a couple of the other things that they've had out in the last 10-15 years. Always good basses. Toasted Sandwich, do you still write for a magazine? No. Which was it you wrote for? I wrote for Bass Guitar magazine from 2004 till 2020, and I wrote for Bass Player from 2018 till 2022. American Status, exactly. Status. Don't know what he was on that video. Status. Shut up. It's Status. It's the Queen's English. It's pronounced Status. That's the end of the discussion. Nonsense. Status. So they were called Status Quo, were they? No, they weren't. Status Quo. Jerry Blair, good to see you. How's the low end? Oh, I can't smile wide enough, Jerry. That's how well it's treating me. Never better. Never better. Hope you're doing well. How's that new bass? How's that Warwick doing? Big and beefy. What is that? How you're feeling? Oh, yeah, very good. You know that's the truth. Yeah. Very good. Please give the video a thumbs up. Very important. Most important thing you can do for this video, for me, for the channel, thumbs ups. Shares are fabulous too. Comments are wonderful in the comments box underneath the video. Well done, Rock Fan. There's a little poll at the top of the live chat window. That should give you an indication that thumbs ups are required. Very good. That has given me, I always like the video. Well done, Jerry. Good man. That's what I like to hear. Well trained. Let's just check everything's okay. Yeah, that's all running. That's good. Yeah, that's good. Yes, yes, yes. Splendid. Wait till we do this in person. Beg your pardon? Oh, some messages are popping in. Here we go. Did it live chat London? Right, very good. It depends where we are. We need somewhere that'll have Wi-Fi. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it all transpires. It's going to be a very busy Thursday. 4 days, 4.5 days. Yeah. It's all good though. If you're after a Brooks's Bass Corner cap, there's a couple in the tag product section underneath the description box. Should be anyway. I can see them. Different designs to this. If you're looking for caps, they are there. No, Rock Fan. He's coming over for the Nick Smith commemoration gig in Peterborough for our friend Nick Smith, who passed away in January. So Jamie's coming over on the Thursday. The gig's on the Sunday, and we're going to be covering as much bass stuff, going to bass stores and all sorts while he's here. When are you going to do that stuff about fretless bass? Good question. It's all scripted, or the first 10 episodes are scripted. I've got to sit down and work it out and do it. Problem I got at the moment is I've got tons of stuff crammed here in my office, and what I need is to be able to sit in front of my wall of amplification and film, but I don't have the room at the moment. So this is why we're doing all the remix shorts and the live chats and all of that. It's going to happen. It has to happen. But I just need space to be able to decant some of the stuff I have here to give me the room to set up the cameras and microphones and all of that. It's a question of space and time. So I will get there. We will. But having said that, the channel is flying at the moment with all the stuff that's going out, the live chats, these vertical live streams and the shorts. So it's all good. But yes, long form content, the Fretless series and the podcast all need to happen. So it'll happen. It'll happen. I'll end up, what tends to happen, as I've noticed over 5 years of doing this, is I have periods of intense work, and I work really, 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 really hard. And then I have to take a step back and see what happens with that stuff. I can't go relentlessly 150 miles an hour all the time. You just burn out. And I try to make sure I don't do that. I did it once in the first 5 months. I did it and I burnt out as I got up to Christmas. And I'm not doing that again. That's not good. We will play Fretless a bunch when I get there. Not if I haven't practiced, we won't. Space and Time, bass player's best friend. Don't I know it? Rick Ashton, good to see you. Any thoughts on best bass amp for practicing quietly at home whilst holding a good tone? What's your budget? Budget defines everything. So you could say it's £2,000 and I'll tell you some amps, combos that will fit into that budget, or you could say £500 and I know probably a few that will fit into that as well. So you tell me what your budget is and I'll try and help you, Rick, as much as I can. 500 quid. I mean, obviously you don't need it excessively loud. There are lots and lots of Mark bass possibilities there. There are so many models in the Mark bass catalog that really you need to just go and look at the Mark bass website and have a look. But Mark bass has a very specific tone, which either you like or you don't. Their big selling point for years was the fact they were super light. Well, every company does super light now, so that's not a big deal as it used to be. What sort of stuff do you play, Rick? What sort of genre? What sort of bass players do you like? What bass sounds are you looking for? Because every company, their gear has a specific sort of tonal character. So Ashdown have a character, Gallien-Kruger do, EBS do, Aguilar do, you know, all the secondhand stuff that's out there. There's a lot of different options. So sort of a heads up on that will kind of make a difference. Bill Clements, good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope you have a good weekend. Saying mostly bass forward punk, Rancid and the Clash. I think you're probably looking at some Ashdown stuff, maybe some Gallien-Kruger, maybe a combo or a small Class D head and a small cabinet. But if you want that sort of stuff, you're going to want some bottom end on it, and a 210 probably isn't going to cut it. But it's how loud you want to be at home. Are you looking for brand new or second hand? Because if you go second hand, you're going to get far more for your money. And actually, you might be surprised. I was saying to someone earlier, they were asking about amplification. I can remember a couple of years ago on eBay here in the UK, someone was selling a Hartke. It was either two 410s or a 410 and a 1x15 and an amp for about 250 quid, 300 quid. It was insane. I looked at it and thought, is that really where we've got to with this gear? Because back when I bought my stuff, it was like 1,200 quid for a Hartke rig. One cab and an amp was 1,200 quid. And here, someone's selling two cabs and an amp, boisterously loud, for about 250 quid. Mental. Can do second hand, very good, but I live in a flat, so it's literally the best sound, but the quietest. The best sound, but not too big, not too heavy. I think I think you want a neodymium combo. Maybe. You could look at Phil Jones bass, but I'm thinking that might be a little too articulate and finesse detail for what you need. So maybe like a Gallien-Kruger or Ashdown. I think Ashdown would be a good bet. Maybe their Rootmaster stuff. Some of that goes secondhand and not that expensive. Might be a good call. Mark bass is there. There's loads of it about. So I guess just have a look on eBay and bass forums and Gumtree maybe. Actually, all the bass stores. So the Gallery, Bass Brothers, Bass Direct, they do secondhand amplification, previously owned stuff, and it will come with a guarantee of sorts as well, probably for like 3 months. So that might be worth looking at. Pink Bassman 8x10, come on. 8x12, surely. 8x15. Wake up the neighbours, yeah. Early morning alarm call. Toasted sandwich. I've seen some stuff about low wattage cabs that could suit that. Small orange, yeah. Again, if you're going to go second-hand route, you're basically at the mercy of what's out there, what's available. Zuma, I've been wanting to try the newest EBS combo. It's a small one with an 8-inch speaker. Yeah, I need to get onto that, actually. I haven't had any stuff from EBS for review for a very long time. Like bigger speaker made for lower wattage or something. Don't know anything else. That's all right. We'll fill in the blanks. Rick Ashton, much appreciated. I'll have a look at these. Pleasure. Come back on a Tuesday when we do our regular live chat, 8 o'clock UK time. We can sort of give you a bit more help with that. Oh, okay, Robert, is that a sort of political, religious post, or are you just trying to be funny? Let's have a look at your channel, shall we? I'll get an idea. 2 subscribers. Make anti-Semitism great again. Oh dear, oh dear. Bye. You're off. Pink Bassman. I hear the... What's that saying? Yeah, I can't do that because I'm not on StreamYard. I'm just on my phone. So I haven't got the alert, sadly. But there we go. Not to worry. He's gone anyway. And there we are. It's coming up to 11 o'clock. I'm going to wind down. I need to get to bed. I've got a very big gig tomorrow. And got a lot of driving to do because we're over in Cheltenham. Going to meet Matt Caffel, who's a follower of the channel. He's bought tickets to come to the gig tomorrow. So I'll be seeing you down there, young Matthew. Thank you very much to everyone who's got involved. This has been a blast. We did 3.5 hours. Excellent. Have a great weekend. Enjoy... I was going to say enjoy your Friday, but for here in the UK, they're at Dawson, exactly. Our Friday's about to end, but wherever you are in the world, have a good Friday, have a great weekend. I will drive safe, don't worry about that. We'll see you all on Tuesday for the regular live chat, 8 o'clock here in the UK. I might do an impromptu thing. I may even be filming a bit of tomorrow as well for a gig vlog, we'll see. I might even do another impromptu live chat while I'm there at the festival. Have to see what the volume levels are like and where we're stationed, whether there's music going on in the background. So on that note, thank you very much. Thank you for all the thumbs up, all the comments, all the shares. I will see you Tuesday. Might see you before. Shorts are up, 3 every day. Possibly some long form content as well. Maybe on Sunday. We will see. On that note, have a great weekend. If you're out gigging, drive safely, get home safely, and enjoy your gigs. On that note, I'll see you later. Take it easy.